Hey everybody, I hate to do a prelude, but this is just a forewarning that Rob leaves about an hour into the session due to an emergency. There's really nothing we can do. He's alright. Everything's cool. He just had to bail on D&D. You know, it happens. We got really unlucky. Furthermore, some of the audio is a little corrupted at the very beginning. It's Craig's fault, don't know why. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for listening. Despite losing a player, this is probably my favorite session we've done so far, so it's definitely worth investing in. Thank you so much for your time and your listening.
So how do you guys? Well, okay, let's start with the upgrade tokens. What do you want to use your upgrade tokens on? You can get pretty much anything to make your character better. That you get a second attack. You could get another fighting style, another weapon, essentially certain skills. You know whatever. Kind of open.
I want jump boots.
Interesting. Jump boots.
When you say another fighting style, does that include what does that mean exactly?
So like if you use magic as your primary form of fighting, you're just like, I would like to learn the gun or the sword or the bow, you just like, accelerated multi-classing.
But not a different school of magic in addition to your base school of magic.
No, that sounds fine actually. As long as you still keep the spell level the same and it doesn't go above 2, you can add another school of magic.
Yes, very good. Okay, I'm going to look at my spell list for clerics and get back to you, because...
Yeah.
Okay. Could I upgrade Zoe and Mirabella in 2 different ways?
Yes. What would you like to
Okay.
do?
Zoe's the small, fast one. And I'd
Mhm.
like her to, in addition to their already venomous bite, I'd like her to have sort of a venomous kind of spray.
Like a spit? Like a fear venom spit?
Yeah.
A ranged attack of like 5 feet that spits the venom with the same effect.
I assume that it's a liquid that emits fumes.
Oh, you know what? It
any
could
way
be
that it gets into the body, whether inhaled or in the
Yeah,
eye.
I don't really know if so if you wanted to have more of an instantaneous effect, I don't really know how the digestive system of a centipede works. But you could have her just spit up some form of bug stomach acid.
Incredibly efficiently.
I'd imagine she has really, really crazy stomach acid if she's eating a pound of meat a day. She's just being able to like regurgitate stomach acid as like a spray within 5 to 7 feet, I think sounds kind of fun. But if you have something else in mind, feel free.
That's right. 7 feet. And then for Mirabella, she's the larger, slower one. I'd like her to have like 2 basically tentacles, like appendages that she can use both as a blunt weapon or as like a more dexterous gripping tentacle.
Yeah. I have a clarification
Interesting.
on my prior statement.
Do you want it to be organic or mechanical?
Organic. Like, it's something that some centipedes have when they reach sexual maturity.
All right. Perfect. As long as you can explain it that way, she can have a head tentacle. It is as strong as one of, I don't know, maybe stronger than Lurch's arm because it's all muscle. Can it be retracted or does it have to like sit out?
Yeah, it's retractable.
Perfect.
It gets hard.
Like, the latch.
How long? Maybe 5 to 7 feet, like the acid spray?
Yeah.
You want your centipedes to have a ranged attack or some sort of range capability, right? So they don't have to crawl onto people.
Because after the sheep or the pig thing, there's so many like range situations where we just didn't have any options.
Yeah. Do you okay, do you want them to grow in size at all?
I think at the end of last round I had Mira grow 1 in size and Zoe 1 in speed.
Oh, because you added hit points to your character. So like they just got the hit points. Okay, well they can grow bigger, but I don't get them more hit points.
But I also lost a will save.
Oh, true. You have your little -1 on your will, but that doesn't affect your health. That's just like you're a little more susceptible to magic than you were before because you went kind of insane when you watched 24 wood elves try to human sacrifice you, and then all the villagers drowning and following you out into the sea afterwards.
Yeah. Pretty fucked up.
Whatever.
I'm a simple
Whatever.
farmer. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Those are really quality picks.
They're okay.
Annie, would you like to clarify?
I just want to be able to do more damage, and like
Okay.
I would get to do conjuration and evocation in addition
So you
to.
could just do so like you could add wizard cantrips. You could also firearms. That would be a similar means to an end in that regard.
I'm a spellcaster. Do not insult me.
So the way that taking on another spellcasting class works is that you'd have to like unlock. Well, I don't want to be too harsh with it because we only have so many upgrade tokens. So we'll see you unlock cantrips in level 1 of a different like spellcasting class. I don't know. You said what did you want that to be? Wizard, sorcerer, druid?
I just TLDR conjuration and evocation.
Yeah, you
I
can
would
do
like
that by
to do.
taking level 0 and level 1 on wizard spells. You can just pick those two as your schools.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You can have a little spell book. Is
I'm
that boring?
going. I'm
You can
going to.
roleplay it however you want, but I mean that's the easiest way to get what you want. Given the current
I
input.
picked up a minor in art school.
Cool. So you can cast up to level 1 sorcerer and wizard spells in the 2 schools that you've picked, in addition to your clerical magic that is restricted by alignment.
Sounds good. What's the face about, Joe?
What about you, Trazodone?
Well, I want my
Figure.
jump boots. I want jump boots.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
wanna-
That was real. We
That
settled
was real.
Okay,
No,
cool.
that was real. I actually have been thinking about it all day. And at first,
Nice.
my thought was to get like a Nintendo arms style like punching glove that extended, but I would rather have jump boots
really
that would
funny.
let me jump onto an enemy,
Okay.
or just like maybe
You put in a custom blacksmithing order for jump boots.
yeah,
they're
just something
basically
that like I press a button and then it
spring-loaded
releases a
shoes.
spring. Yeah,
Yep.
spring loaded.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's like I don't need to be able to use them
And
all
they'll-
the time.
And when you land,
Combine
you
with
weigh
whatever.
enough to where they'll cushion your fall, but then lock back into place, so you can
Yeah.
you can release them. Assuming you jump from high enough, if you fuck up the jump, you'll have to like manually put them back in.
I'm like, whoa!
No, you have a special tool for it. You can use like the head of a shovel or something to just like hold it and like, "Ugh!"
Yep.
or just the
Yep.
ground.
I would even I want the option to jump very
absolutely.
high, and I would even be happy with a situation where the jump boots weigh a significant amount and it slows down my move speed. If I can jump extra
Oh no,
super high.
no, it's an upgrade token, not a
Okay.
not a break even item token. Joe, are you gonna play Roger or
character.
Tadpole? New character,
Yeah, mulch.
Mulch. Holy shit, who's Mulch?
New character. Strength character.
All right, excellent,
He's the fighter.
cool. Okay, what happened to Roger?
Roger broke every bone in his body.
Oh, base jumping.
Yeah.
Roger,
Yeah.
Roger jumped down thinking he had his wingsuit and then realized he didn't.
Jesus,
Yeah.
And he
God.
broke every bone in
that's
his
tragic,
body.
man. That's tragic. How did you guys cope with the last assignment as far as your characters are concerned?
Feel bad.
Well, Trazodone's been drinking a lot, and if somebody wanted to tell him what the last assignment was, just like to start saying what the last assignment was, he'd probably remember his feelings on it a lot better.
The golden pig.
That's
and,
right.
Spider
That's right.
sacrifice.
Yep. I feel pretty good about that one. I think we kind of did our job as well as anybody possibly could have, and I don't think we did anything. I don't think we should be mad at ourselves for anything wrong.
Heard that?
Clark's just really horrified by not just the spider priests, but also those townspeople that drowned themselves following our boat.
Yeah, that
really
was pretty fun.
horrifying.
Yep.
Never seen anybody care that much about anything to just like kill themselves seemingly for no reason.
Would you do
Yeah.
the same for Zoe and Mirabella? I mean, this calls into question, things about you that maybe you haven't answered.
I would put my life on the line for them, but I can't quite, having trouble grappling with seeing it firsthand.
True. Flit.
Yeah, I'm writing a lot of really bad poetry about the meaninglessness of existence. I'm very upset. I've not been drinking, but I've just been like chain smoking crumpled hand rolled cigarettes.
Interesting.
And yeah, I don't feel like a good person, and I didn't realize that was going to bother me.
Well said. Mulch, have you ever done an assignment with VSC before, or is this your first time?
No,
I'm
this
thinking
is
about-
Mulch's first time.
Cool. I am thinking about giving new characters a freebie upgrade token, just so you're not like so much weaker than everybody else.
Yeah, Mulch knows how to use guns, but he doesn't carry a gun.
Interesting. Cool. I'll take it. That's super reasonable.
I steal a cop's gun and hand it to Mulch.
Fuck. God damn it. Anyways, you guys are eating dinner this time. Perhaps it's your first day, or perhaps it's the last day of your recovery time, and you're eating dinner. A real Sunday night vibe. Not expecting much. And throughout the day, you've been visited by a little gnome with a letter, a black envelope. Got a little wax seal on it. And it summons you to Mr. Aveli's office on the overlook that in the West Tower. And he says, "Come immediately after dinner. This is an urgent matter. I have
start
selected
jacking
you.
off as soon as I finish dinner.
I have selected you because of your reputations or skill sets."
Guess we're moving up in the ranks, huh?
You guys did do something that made the letterhead last week. So
Is Mulch with us?
No.
Well, I'm done with dinner. I scrape off the rest of my plate down onto the table or during Mirabella.
I pick another
Thank
whole
you.
fish off of the platter in the center of the table and then put it into my mouth, and then when I pull it out and it's just a fish skeleton, I say, "Yeah, me too."
Just looking down at my food, picking at it, and just kind of distressed to be sent out again, skeptical of what's going to happen next.
Hey, Flick, why do you even work here? Sorry, Flit.
You
Hey,
know,
Flit.
I thought it would be good experience, and I mean, pain is good for my art.
Well, how's the quality of your art been?
I got an A on my last assignment.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about grades. I'm talking about how's the quality of your art been since you've been in the real world, Flit.
Different. Very different.
All right, let's just head up to the boss and see what the next job is.
Come on, Foot. The next job can't be nearly as bad.
I just hope that the next time
Adam's
I take
eyes
a
go
life,
black.
it feels like it's a worthy trade.
Hey, if the trade's you or them, it's worthy, man. I punch Flit in the arm a little bit too hard, but not in an aggressive way.
Yeah. I flutter up
I guess
from
I'm a
my
wing.
seat. Yeah, I'd give you a nod. Yeah.
you guys all hike up to the tower. It's like 35 floors, and wow, fuck this guy for having an office so high up. But you know, it gets darker as the sun sets. You start to smell candles. You guys are kind of in the waiting room as per usual.
Mulch is in the waiting room when y'all arrive.
What's he look like?
Mulch is a big guy. He's not particularly tall, but he's He's beefy. He's a slab of a man. Dressed pretty inauspiciously.
Plainly.
What's that look like?
He's dressed pretty plainly. Canvas clothes, shoes, sandals. Not shoes, sandals for sure.
Adam, what was the name of this guy again who sent us a
A
letter?
valley.
Okay. Hey, are you here? Are you here to see Avelli also?
Oh God, I haven't thought about this.
Hey, Miss.
Lab.
Yep. No. Yep. 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 That's it. That's mulch.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. So, do you work here?
I do now.
Oh, I
Work
wonder if we're going to be
is
put
an
on the same.
interesting word, seeing as we aren't getting paid. Am I right, boys?
That's
The
true.
little gnome scuffles up into the hallway and he says, I couldn't help it over here. And actually, you're getting paid in experience, resume building, and training.
Yeah,
I'm getting
thank
paid
you.
in mass, man.
I'll come back out when Avelli's ready for you and let you in. And he sort of hops up and
Thank you.
opens the big door handle and slides in and closes it.
I just want to make sure, like we, the human beings, are all on the same page here. That unpaid internships are bad and wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, absolutely,
Very good.
1,000%.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, Mister, you should know that in our last mission, we got a ton of loot. So you might not get paid directly, but there's a good chance you'll still be pulling in quite a bit of income.
All right.
I'm no scab, but I think it's actually better that we don't get paid and are instead allowed to take the fruits of our actual labor. I mean, I would lose so much freedom as an employee if we got paid, but I wasn't allowed to take the loot that we found on the battlefield.
So this actually very closely resembles an apprenticeship, which were very often unpaid training because you just help out a person in exchange for the skill. And so like this is that idea of like, oh, being the blacksmith's apprentice and not getting paid, but then being able to be a blacksmith, but it's like on a weird, fucked up feudal corporate level. So it's just kind of a fun intersectional, like, you know, D&D meets medieval society meets us being modern people.
I like that.
That's
Seeing
the
as we're working together, Slick, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Am I slick?
Slick.
Yeah, you
Cool.
are.
Cool. Well, you can call me Slick. Everyone else calls me Lurch. And these are so.
Describe yourself in one or two sentences.
Damn.
I'm a very short man. My skin's pretty leathery. Definitely a lot of sun exposure. I'm definitely muscular, but not big. Just kind of sinewy. And I'm carrying like a wicker backpack with a lid. And as I say this, the lid opens up. I say, and these are my two sweets, Zoe and Mirabella. And then
Whoa!
the two large centipedes. At this point, Mirabella is like 4.5 feet tall or long.
Yeah.
And like
Girthy.
12-inch diameter.
Is
and-
your backpack bigger? Did you get a bigger backpack?
Yeah, I had to go to a local shop and have them expand the wicker basket.
Incredible.
It's actually pretty large now.
It's like down to your butt.
Yeah. And Zoe's quite a bit smaller, but they both crawled onto my shoulder.
All
And saying, we're all
right.
pleased to meet you.
I could tell you were a man of the earth.
I sure am. More of a man of the peed, but yeah,
Ugh.
they do live in the earth, so.
Feed man. I like that.
God Christ.
Cool, feed man.
How about you, Muscles? I was talking to the bird.
That's funny.
What?
I know I'm quite slight in stature. He was making a joke, Trazodone. He thought it was funny to make a funny little joke. I
Joke.
Hey,
I
don't
know.
worry about it.
Yes.
Crop Top, you're up next.
I know. I know when I am.
You're such a jock.
Though I might be slight in
Woo!
stature, I could. Goodness, I won't even talk about all the things I could do to you. They're unsavory. I'm imbued with magical energy beyond what lies in Trazodone's muscle fibers.
Ooh. Okay, okay. I
I
like that. All right, big guy, you're up.
Well, my deal is I'm 7'8" and I'm 300 pounds of pure muscle and hemoglobin. Nice to meet, and also kind of a hit with the ladies. Nice to meet you, small fry. What's your name? Just kidding. I know it's Mulch because they said it earlier. Dumbass.
Well, my name is Mulch, but my friends call me the Mud Man.
Well,
why would they call you that,
seems
sir?
like worse almost than Mulch.
Well, that's my
Here's the thing.
wrestling name, seeing as I'm a former champion of the Great Swamp Mud Pits. You
I've
probably
heard of
them.
those. You're the Mud Man?
I'm the Mud Man
Oh,
in the flesh.
you were the
Yeah.
champion 3 years running.
I was, until that despot Swamp Queen shut down the pits, saying mud wrestling shines poorly on our society.
Yeah, that was a
Makes
real
me sick.
overreach on her part.
It sure was.
Lurch,
So
it
then I
really
spent
makes
the
sense.
next 10 years or so getting my degree,
Mm.
working as a civil engineer. But I crave the mud. I crave the wrestling.
God.
So I came here. This is only my second or third job. Animal control so far.
We could tell you a thing or two about animal control.
Yeah.
Mud was
My
really good
last
for
job,
your
we killed
skin.
2 vampires.
We killed a vampire 2 jobs ago, so that's even more.
Is there a lot of sulfur in that mud? I'm curious about the effects that it has on the skin. It's interesting. May I see your hand?
I don't
And
have any mud on my hand.
well, no, but you spent a lot of time in the mud, right?
You could say that.
I'm
Not as
curious.
much as my opponents, if you know what I mean.
Ah, of course, of course. I'm curious about the effects on the complexion. As I do a
Sure.
lot of portrait drawing. It's
Mulch has phenomenal skin.
Nice.
might I paint you sometime? Would that be all right?
Sure.
I'm looking for different models. Yeah, that would be wonderful if you got some spare time.
Yeah, I've done some modeling in my day.
But can I commission
You
a
land
painting of
that
Zoe
job.
Mirabella?
Well, certainly. I'm happy to open up commissions, and I could
The
use the
door-
extra coin.
Door squeaks open and the little gnome sticks his head out and he says, "How very will see you now."
As a matter of course, I don't paint genitalia being used, so I don't want that to, like, if you're commissioning me, Lurch, I don't know what you expect of the centipede commissions. But
I
they're
assure you it'll be
lovely.
very tasteful.
Okay, fig leaves,
Mulch
got it.
walks by, he says, "Thanks, Pointy."
Fig leaves.
the
Yes.
And walks
You
in.
guys walk into this really like smoky, dark office. There's like a bunch of bookshelves and maps and shit up, and there's this really like wizened dark elf. He's sort of like a half drow, a decent, half normal looking guy. And he says, "Welcome. Thank you for taking my letter on such short notice. I take it you had a good dinner?"
Yes.
"Good. Excellent. I
Very
did as
good.
well. My name is Aveli. I reached out to you because I've been beset with an urgent matter, and I'm seeking qualified help. I thought you would be good to deploy for this, given your work.
on the island, or the fact that you come from the Swamp Queen's regime. We always love to see one of those in our ranks. But you, mulch. The matter at hand is grave, for a royal child has gone missing. Taken from the berry fields behind the manor. It's an emergency call. I'm afraid if you take this mission, you'll have to travel through the night and arrive there as soon as possible in the wee hours of this morning. Of course, you'll still be well rested by the time you arrive. But I'd imagine the Lord Herod would have some information to transmit to you that he did not put in his letter. There is a ransom. We're not sure who kidnapped the child or where the child has been taken. So we trust you to negotiate this, well, unrealistic ransom, potentially retrieve the child by force. In exchange, we'll receive upgrade token, experience, and training.
We're in.
Good. Do you have any questions?
This or like about other things that are kind of going on.
What?
It's probably not. No, never mind.
Are we allowed to use force against the kidnappers?
Absolutely. I don't see why not. I would like
Including
for you
deadly
to...
force?
Of course. I have no moderation in that regard. I would perhaps like for you to obtain some sort of information as to who hired them or put them up to this, but otherwise do with them as you please.
Is this
It
a
is also-
political figure that we know?
Well, it's a pretty small fief on the foothills of the Bularog mountain range, north of the prairie, we call it, North Prairie. It's the town of Split Rock. It's a little mining village. The fiefdom itself is probably about 50 square miles. Some hunting grounds, a nice river, and a mountainside. Farmland's not super arable, but the animals still make their way. They use it for hunting, not farming. They make their living from the mountain and send it upstream. If you ever had some sort of copper or silver from South Bularog, or even as far as the center, you're probably aware of them. Now, as regards to you personally, you may be familiar with this family, but being from the swamp, I don't think that would be the case with you. It's quite far away from any swamps I'm aware of.
I've never heard of them. But then again, I don't know many royalty.
Oh, well, they're lords, which in the prairie governance means that there's sort of like a duke, if you will.
Oh,
Yes.
Democratically appointed?
No, hereditary. The heirs to the throne, the heir to the manor has been taken.
what does democratically elected mean?
Democratically elected means they're put in place by the people they're governing, as all political leaders should be.
Well, we
It
can
means
agree
the
to
people
disagree.
living there are fucking rubes that believe in things like goodness. Not me. Couldn't be me.
Democratically elected. I think we covered that in one of my classes once.
Unfortunately,
My parents were pretty mad.
you're being contracted to uphold the undemocratically elected heritable title of Lord of Split Rock. The Lord of Split Rock controls the Split Rock mines. The heir to the throne has been taken. Normally, they would send the knight, or perhaps even the current lord himself, but alas, the lord is 85. He suffers from the soft brains that come with age. And the knight, well, he cannot leave his king, for the king is vulnerable outside his company. They're
I
giving us a
wouldn't
good
trust
deal.
the life of a kid with a soft-bellied royal like that.
Centipedes don't
Tragic.
actually have brains. They have distributed nervous systems across their whole body.
That's very interesting. Is that
Do
what's in the
those get
basket?
soft?
Usually they're just eaten by the fellow colonies long before their brains go soft, I think.
Oh.
That makes sense. Well, regardless, that's the charge. Whether or not you agree with the system of governments you're upholding is irrelevant. You must retrieve the heir, Prince Casper. He's been taken long and far. They
I
request
don't know
a
if you
wagon
saw,
full
but
of coin.
a wagon full.
Yes, the terms are entirely unrealistic.
Truly.
That is why we're sending people with the skill set or experience necessary.
Well, we were in the newsletter, so we're
Mhm.
pretty good. Although we have this new guy, and we're not sure of his skill set yet.
Yes, well,
Although
I
he
just
was
trust
3-time
engineers.
champion.
I trust every engineer that comes through here, and if they stick around long enough, I go out of my way to meet with them personally. And I believe I missed one who came through, Tadpole. He only did a mission with Doolittle. No wonder he was rubbed the wrong way.
Tadpole wasn't worth your time.
And so I went out of my way to recruit Mulch. I think you guys are a good model for him to apply himself. He's in a degree of schooling that I trust.
Plus, he's a 3-time champion in the mud wrestling pits.
Exactly. It's an impressive resume, to say the least. Very
Well,
diverse.
we'll see if he can keep up.
Oh, I trust he will. Anyways, the carriage driver's been primed. He's ready to go. He's had all sorts of coffee. Be staying awake all night. Poor man, I don't know how he does it. Anything
He's
else before
probably
you go?
miserable most of his life.
I don't disagree.
Let's head out, folks.
The carriage
Okay.
driver is certainly drunk.
I would be too.
All right, it's Split Rock. Oh boy, I love the mountains at night. Gotta keep that thing on me. Guys get into the carriage and the horses, It's a very comfortable carriage. You've actually never traveled in one this nice because you're supposed to sleep here, so you feel well rested. So we're probably gonna arrive around 2:33 a.m. So I wanna go to bed early. That's just me.
Okay. Zoe Mirabelle and I will take this corner. I take off my cloak and I lay it on the ground and we all curl up.
Mulch just leans back in his seat and falls asleep in moments.
I completely slump over, crumpled, and my wings are just fluttered in front of me, and it looks very uncomfortable. Also, my heartbeat has been a steady thrum that if you're sitting next to me, you can hear, and
Ooh.
all of a sudden it goes not silent, but you've really got to make it out.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Trazodone.
What guys don't do?
I put my arms on to my side, and then I just kind of plank over, and I'm falling asleep, just arms perfectly to my side, staring straight up.
Right. I forgot Trazodone's a Looney Tunes.
Each breath.
Mulch does snore pretty bad. It's pretty
Okay.
bad.
Good. You'll love to see it.
It's like a deeply irregular snore.
Well, about
The
I don't
worst.
know, 7.5, 6 hours go by.
That's a long rest.
Yep, it is. Everyone is well rested and at full HP when the carriage stops abruptly at 2:30 in the morning in the town of Split Rock outside of the Lord Herod's manor. It's kind of like the white noise ending when you're like, what happened? What's changed? And you realize you've just been still for the first time in a while. Horses are tired, the driver's feeding them. Quiet night. All the lights are on in the manor.
Wake up, beauty queen.
I'm up. All right.
Mulch helps you to your feet,
Mm-hmm.
and then he kicks Trazodone on the side. Friendly.
It makes like a ting sound, and then
Mhm.
Trazodone looks around, what? And wakes up.
Zoe and Mirabella jump out of the carriage like two dogs on the end of a long trip. And
Father, I
Stretch.
love new places. Thank you so much for taking us here. I love the
Yeah.
grass underfoot and the dirt on my many legs. Oh, how the night air blows from the mountains. It's so cool this time of year, isn't it, Father? Oh, it's beautiful.
it
I'm very
is.
happy.
And then when I'm psychologically speaking to them, my voice is really low, calm.
Yeah.
Say, it is, my children. Now, enjoy
Um,
this while you can before we head inside.
We will drink all we can, the fruits of the wee hours, Father. Thank you.
Mulch
When I
like
flutter awake, you hear hollow bones crack, and it sounds really
Hmm.
odd.
Mm-mm.
Hell yeah.
Mulch
Well,
leans back really far.
you guys get out. It's like a nice gravel path. The walkway up to the manor is well done. There's like a lot of gardening going on around here. It seems like it's sort of the hobby of the lord who lives here. The house itself is right up next to a mountain. You can see that there's kind of a large crag in the mountains. It's a cave of sorts, and around that cave is where all the serfs and sort of the greater village is. This is sort of the manor. We'll say it's on a hill, overlooking the cave and the village. It's got really big doors. It's very castle-esque. Not quite a whole castle, but it's clearly trying. The thick oak doors are closed. You can hear people like kind of talking inside.
I knock.
Big knocker.
I knock with the knocker.
Kind of a hush. And a minute or two goes by. And a knight opens the door. He's like a really thick, well built, like 40-year-old man. Dark armor, little gray cape. And he says, "Oh, yeah. Figured we were expecting them. You must be people from what was it, VSC, something like that."
Yes.
Exactly right.
Well, you make good time. Here, come on in. I'm Sir Leander. I'm the resident knight here. This is the jester, and he points to a little goblin.
Hi, I'm Jester. It's nice to meet you.
Shut the fuck up.
And this is the Lord Herod, and it's like a very old man. He's got a little crown on his head. Hello, who are these people, Leander? They're the people that we wrote the letter to. What letter? The
We're
one
here
that's
to
on the
rescue
ta-
your son.
Oh, well, he should just be in the garden playing with the berries, shouldn't he be?
No, he was kidnapped, remember?
Oh my God, he was. He was, wasn't he? You're here to find my Casper?
Your brain has gone soft.
I'm 85. You found my
Okay.
Casper? You're here to
Working
find
on
him?
it, sir.
We'll bring him back.
Tell us more about him, would you?
Well, he's a fine lad, about 15 years of age. He goes out to the berry patch a lot. I'm not sure what he does there, but it's just behind the house. I think
Was
he
that
might.
where he was last seen?
Yes, there's a little gate around the berry patch to stop the serfs from stealing it. The berries, that is, not the berry patch. And the gate was torn asunder. Berries were everywhere. The trees were pushed aside. There's clearly signs of a struggle.
Do you have any enemies?
No.
The people of this land.
This is the highest grade copper available in this side of the mountains.
Heavily
Right.
taxed, no doubt.
Well, we're technically outside imperial jurisdiction, so it's whatever local travel tax I have to pay going through the villages, but taxed a fair amount, fair as any man, I'd say.
I bet you would.
But they left a note in the dirt. They left a little knife stabbed in the dirt. And Jester Chester says,
A goblin knife. I promise you, it's so small. Look at it. It's on the table.
it's pretty funny. It's a pretty small little knife.
Do I
It
detect
looks like-
any substances on it with my eyes that can see bodily fluids because
No.
they're UV reactive?
It's not like a nice knife. It's really just a very crude, like, iron shank more than it is a knife.
Does that
Piece of
track
leather
with
wrapped around it.
goblin technology that we're aware of?
Yes, 100%.
I want
Oh.
to smell the knife.
Okay. You oh yeah, take a look, please. And you. What are you smelling for?
Oh wait. When he says "take a look, please," I say, Oh, thank you, Your Grace. And then I go and I smell the knife.
Okay. What are you smelling for? It smells like
not iron.
yeah. I mean, it smells like a regular knife.
I lick it.
It tastes like a guy that has dirt on it.
Unman, what are you doing?
Oh, you know. This
You
and
do
that.
know you do know mud pretty well.
You got that right, Pede,
It
man.
does seem like I'm ideal for growing berries.
Hmm.
Can't grow large fruit on mountain soil. It's not high enough quality.
I put the knife back down. That's all I got.
What does the letter say?
Here, he hands it to you. I'm just gonna paste it in the chat. As he reads it aloud, it says, bring wagon full of gold to the job board in the village of north of here, or the heir will be killed. 3 days. We will know you are serious if you are serious. Shout Og into darkness 3 times.
Did you shout Og yet?
No, we just got this happened less than 12 hours ago.
Oh yeah, we are pretty quick.
So it was an emergency order. Every second matters in a situation like this. We've only
So-
got 3 days. And we're not even sure if it's 3 days from when we found the letter or 3 days from tomorrow. It's just so awful.
Why don't you just pay the ransom?
We can't. It's too much. What do you mean serious? That has to be a wagon full of gold. It's completely
You get-
unrealistic.
You give him a tiny wagon full.
What do you mean?
I'll construct a tiny wagon and then fill it with gold.
He looks at the knight and the gesture. The gesture says,
Oh, yes, a tiny wagon. I tried to say that earlier, but they thought it was irony. But I was being serious, Lord Herod.
Great minds think alike.
Yes, they do. I didn't catch your name, sweet child, but you are a brilliant one. Yes, absolutely.
My
A
name is
small
Lurch.
wagon.
My name is Lurch, but my friends call me Slick.
It's nice to meet you, Slick.
Yeah.
Chester.
Mulch slaps Lurch on the back.
I could help with the gold. I'm taking this really, really cool class by correspondence now that teaches me some things about illusion. It's like this wizarding class, and I heard I mean I read ahead in the assigned reading, and there's this spell that would like help me with bluffing, and maybe it's like it's an illusion thing, so maybe I could help
Split.
with gold. I could make gold.
I mean, no offense, but I don't think we want to bet the young child's life on your Illusion 101 class.
No, I'm just saying there could
Knight
be
shakes
some
his
gold
head.
in there, and then I make it look like there's more. I'm just helping.
Yeah, it's good to have in our back pocket.
It's a good idea, Flit. It's a good idea. Perhaps a plan B.
Hmm.
Plan
Yes, well-
A. I think that me and Trazodone, Flick here, and young Flit hide in a wagon. We pretend it's full of gold. Og. Kidnappers come. We give them the old.
In a tiny, like I don't think we can all fit in the tiny wagon.
No. Flick. Big wagon this time. Tiny wagons
Oh.
plan C. A good, strong plan C.
So we're hiding under gold.
No gold.
We're just hiding in a wagon. They'll see us.
Just hide in a wagon, waiting for kidnappers. We beat them up, save the boy.
Seems
Well,
very reasonable.
what if too many people come?
We'll beat
They
them all
won't.
up.
All
Too many
right.
people. What are you
That's
talking?
one-
What the fuck are you talking about? Too many people.
It's one for you, Slick, one for Flit, maybe half of one, maybe a little guy. Someone brought their kid to work. Trazodone can take him, and I'll take the rest.
I,
Right.
bang,
Even Sir
boom.
Leander laughs.
Big bang boom. Grandpa here's got an heir again.
we will not fail.
It's true. We did take on like 25 spider priests the other day.
If I may, that sounds good. I worry for your safety because if there are more people than you're expecting, or the plan doesn't go perfectly, then I'm out my son.
Maybe one of us
Um,
could also hide in a tree.
Well, if the other four of you are overwhelmed, or the other three of you are overwhelmed, it doesn't matter really if one's in a tree, does it?
Depends on
Why don't
who's
we
in the
scout
tree.
out
I
the job
suppose it
board? They've
does.
got to be waiting there if they're within earshot.
Do we suspect brigands or a rival political group?
Brigands.
Bandits, common
Oh,
criminals, a gang, perhaps?
probably that. I don't have a lot of rivals, do I? He looks at
Find
Sir
that hard to
Leander.
believe.
Sir Leander shakes his head. He says, No. King Herod's led a long, peaceful regime. If anything, the old man's too nice. A lot of his contemporaries understand his condition and take advantage of it accordingly, so I don't think it's a matter of ill will manifesting in terms of, well, they have too much to gain from him at present, I think.
Um,
I've been on this court 10 years. That's my thoughts.
why are there goblins in the area you were talking about?
Oh,
Being-
yes.
Jester Chester, a goblin, smiles and he says,
Yes. Lots of goblins around here. I'm one of the good ones. I'm a courtly goblin. They trained me.
he does that and like does a little prestidigitation and like confetti flies out of his hands and there's like a little kazoo sound.
Oh, I like that.
Yes.
Jester. How
Where
long
did
have
you
you
come from?
Me? Well, I was in the village of Northa here. I lived in the goblin tribe to the east. And I scraped up enough money working in town. I always had good favor with humans. And they sent me to the bard school eventually and put me on a spot here in the court. I applied so I could be close to home. But unfortunately, my material conditions significantly outweigh that of my family and friends. And as a result of, sort of ironic, but I've outlived them all because, I made it.
Haha.
Well, shoot. Ain't
Now
that
that's
a
me.
tragedy?
No, it's funny. I'm a jester.
He wipes away a single tear.
So you're sure it's a goblin knife?
Yes. Indubitably.
Any other
Why are you
goblin
so
tribes
sure?
nearby?
Because it's a crude iron stick, more or less.
Did
It's a
anyone you
goblin
know
knife,
make
all right.
something like that?
The West Goblins. But to be fair, the East Goblins, too. We're sort of, bottlenecked in terms of a nice forge. We're sort of limited to backyard kind of forge stuff, but every now and then they break into a good blacksmithy, but that's pretty rare, If only we could have goblin societies, but Jesus, authoritarian rule of human law sure prevents that, doesn't it?
Heard that, Jester. Heard that.
But it's funny, right? It's funny.
It's funny, all right.
So, is
It's
there
all real
anything
funny.
about this knife in particular that looks unique or that you recognize, or it
Me?
just you.
Well, I
Blit.
suppose they used it as a paperweight.
But it's a tiny, sharp, iron stick.
Yeah, but what if there's different ways of casting it? Maybe different goblin tribes have different cultures, and you're the one being reductionist.
Mm. Jester, are you perhaps a master smithy?
No, I'm a bard who studies jokes.
Shoot.
Kind of like the Weird Al of my time and place.
Good old Weird Albert. What a treat he was. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. One of the good ones.
One of the good ones.
That's not funny.
Mm-mm. And it
Maybe we
never
should check
will
out the
be.
garden.
That's a great idea, Slick.
Absolutely. Chester, stay with the king. I'll take them out to the garden.
You got it.
As we're walking out, as we're being led out, I want to
Mhm.
talk to Juliander.
Okay. He's leading you out the back door, so you would walk like kind of through the main hall and past like a few quarters, for like the staff and the knight and the jester, and then
Indentured
out of
servants.
yeah, and then out a back door and into this little like berry patch that kind of surrounded by a gate. The gate appears to have been cleft, like it was closed, and someone just hit it with a huge axe and just like broke the metal and like kind of collapsed out the main entranceway. The berry bushes have been ruined, pushed aside, stepped on, berries all over the ground, scuffed up grass.
I wouldn't know goblin.
No, that's what's troubling. Not sure what it was. A little bit too big, though, I agree. Could be goblins involved. I see some tiny tracks, but that's just my analysis. Let me know if you see anything or have questions. This is roughly maybe 12, 11 hours old at this point, so a lot of the footprints are still fresh, but much of the warmth has faded, so to speak.
Inspect
let's
the
look around.
footprints.
Yeah, you find there's pretty big humanoid footprints.
Like orc big or like giant big?
It's kind of in between. Either a really small giant or a normally large orc.
Mm.
You can't. Some sort of big humanoid for sure.
I'm sense motive on our new friend over there. I don't trust him.
I don't trust any knights.
I just, it could be anyone
I mean, you.
after what we've seen.
Tough to tell.
Yep. I mean, he really. He seemed genuinely helpful. Like he's helped Herod like string together sentences and like remember his time and place. And it kind of seems like he's just generally the like upkeep behind this place. Does a lot of the behind the scenes sort of work. So it seems like he might have more authority than a knight normally would in this sort of situation, which causes you to distrust him. But at the same time, you have to realize that he's also partially filling the role of a caretaker for this aging lord, right? So,
Sure.
kind of a hard book to read, I guess. But that's what you three
Sure.
get.
Sir, when did he start getting soft in the brain?
Oh, it's started around 7 years ago. You would just. Well, this sort of thing sneaks up on you, doesn't it? But eventually it wasn't just the same joke or the same sentence. It was forgetting entire things that had already happened or transpired. Recently, or more than recently, I've gone to several doctors, if you will, seeking treatment, but it's just not the sort of thing we could really deal with.
I'm sorry to hear that. He's the only one left in the family, or who?
Well, no, he's got
Who's
the
his
heir.
wife? Well, yes, but beyond the heir, I mean, who is the mother of the
queen.
heir?
She died very young, giving birth to the heir, unfortunately.
And he has no other living relatives?
Not that he can remember.
Not that
believe I
anyone
met-
can remember? He's royal.
I met his brother once, but that was about a decade ago. His brother was filling the role before I was slightly older. May have passed by now, I'm not sure.
Who takes over if the heir doesn't come back?
Well, that's the problem, isn't it? We're not sure. Temporarily, it would fall into the hands of Chester and I, but that's not a legally binding agreement, and I'm pretty sure the other fiefdoms would object to that sort of rule.
Maybe the power could go back to the people where it belongs.
Perhaps, yes, but
That's a
someone
pretty
would come
cucked
along
thing
and
to
take it
say.
eventually. The vacuum will undoubtedly be filled, but it would be convenient for everybody if the Herod family were to stay in power.
It would certainly be convenient for the Arid family.
Well, yes, and probably your boss,
Mm.
and certainly for me.
Mm.
And Why have you stayed here all of these years?
He pays me well. The work is easy and I like the climate. I come from Kataria. I was a paladin for a few years, but I got rid of that life. It didn't suit me.
Why?
The war. It wore on me. They ask you to be moral and good, but then you're driving villages of giants from their homes in order to claim the metal that lurks beneath the plains. They didn't
Double
even
R.
Mulch spits on the ground.
They didn't even account for my passage home. They just left me here in a village that they'd spent the last year trying to destroy. So I wandered west, found my way here, interviewed with my current skills, learned from the...
Giants? I'm sorry to interrupt, but there are giants near here?
Well, there were.
Not anymore.
We killed them. It was
All
horrible.
of them?
Why come?
Enough of them. Good
Hmm.
land.
So maybe they're behind it. We got the big
giant?
footprints. They've got
Big-
motive, and we've got footprints.
I think if the giants were to attack us, they wouldn't do such a thing. They wouldn't demand a material ransom. They'd simply gather the numbers and march back onto the lands which they were owed.
What? Who would want?
I tend to
Oh.
agree.
Perhaps a lone actor feeling personally wronged by the actions of the Heir family that could be a giant. I don't want to rule it out, but
Different footsteps. But
yes, I've gone toe to toe with quite a few giants, trained to kill them specifically, and well,
there
what
are
it looks
different
like.
footprints.
That's not a giant. Same
Hmm.
same ball and, foot shape is a humanoid, but not a giant. They're flatter foot. This is rounder, a little more primitive.
Mm.
Perhaps the sun will come out and mint the mud. We'll get a little more detail then.
I think we have to act quicker than that.
Yeah, let's look
Well-
around the garden, see if we find anything else.
Feel free. I think I'm going to go back to the castle. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you for your help.
Absolutely. It's been an honor.
In my psychically, Zoe, Mirabella, look around for clues.
Yes, father.
Once he walks away, but he's maybe not quite all the way out of earshot, I say to Trazodone, if that pretty boy's gone toe to toe with even one giant, then I'm not the mud man.
I hear what you're saying, and then we do the handshake thing
Yeah, we
like
do.
the Predator.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
but you are the
it's
mud man.
You got that right, Slick.
Yeah.
You're not
Wait.
following us, dumbass.
Slick, I'm implying that I don't believe that man has combated giants in honorable combat.
In dishonorable,
Oh.
perhaps.
Dishonor. I'm sure him and many of his friends have killed plenty of giants. I don't doubt that.
Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to look around and see if there's anything out of the ordinary. I want to look at this fence. I'm going to roll a spot check over everything, but I'm going to use one of my first level spells to get a +8 on that.
Okay.
What kind of weapon? Bladed
Nice.
weapon, blunt weapon, a fist perhaps?
It was a very dull and rusted battle axe.
That broke through the gate.
Yes. You can see the way that the metal broke was mostly due to force, so it seemed to drag most of the fence with it before hitting the ground. And you can see traces of rust on the metal itself, and then you can see the axe print in the ground to gain the approximate dimensions of it. It's about a maybe 2.5-ish,
I sketch it.
foot kind of blade print. Big ass battle axe for sure.
As Flit begins sketching the print and everything, I'm gonna poke my head inside and say, "Hey, pretty boy, what kind of creature would use a large battle axe in this area?
I finished the sketch. I hand it to you quickly.
I take it.
What do you mean, a large bat? Do you have perhaps a sketch of it or something?
Oh, indeed I do.
Oh, excellent. He looks at the
Masterfully
sketch
done.
and he says, well, that sort of thing would be a giant's weapon, but if it's as rusty as is implied, it's probably a relic of the wool that was salvaged.
Mm,
The fact that the axe hit the ground would probably also lead you to believe that perhaps whoever was wielding it wasn't quite strong enough
sure.
to control
sure.
the weapon. It's just
Weaker.
my analysis. Yes, weaker than the weapon they wield.
What's bigger than an orc, smaller than a giant?
A big orc. Are
I
there
wanna
any
ma-
orcs around
Uh,
here?
Mulch will just
Not
make a knowledge
particularly.
check on that because he might know. I don't, but he might.
Nothing comes to mind.
Half giant, perhaps.
It's kind of likely. Seems more in the realm of possibility than,
Sure.
something as clear cut as just an orc or a giant.
Half orc, half
Giant.
giant.
Hmm. Half giant, half what?
Well, regardless,
No.
it certainly looks like it knows how to salvage an axe from a battlefield.
Mm-hmm. All right. Appreciate it. Back to your
Of course.
nightly duties, I suppose.
So, yeah, he
I
says
return,
the
I,
axe
re-
was...
I return to the group and I relay to them what I
Mhm.
just heard, which was
The axe was too big for the person wielding it, and the cut's sloppy. The axe was probably salvaged from a battlefield. Too far. Could be a half orc, half. Not really.
I said we go back to the original plan, the hiding in a wagon.
Yeah, it
Um,
could work.
It's not a
What?
particularly intriguing plan.
That's in character. Trazodone does that.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
The department is called political intrigue, like in the world.
The area
Right,
around
right.
here.
Yeah.
I think we don't have a map of the surrounding area, do we? I mean, where
Oh,
would
I do.
where would dreadful
request
folks
one.
hide? I request one from yes, please.
Cool. Went back into the palace. Talked to Leander. He. Oh, I think we have one of those around here. Chester, Jester. I never know what to call you. Come help me find this map. And they, oh yes, of course. And then they go through this old dusty scribe's room. Eventually, they find a nice, up to date map of the area and supply you with it. Try not to mess it up. I don't think that's an easy thing to make a copy of. And then they entrust you with the regional map. So you open it up. It is a map of It starts with the town that you're in, Split Rock. And there's 3 mountains kind of around Split Rock. There's a little road that heads north. There's the town of Northahia, and then there's like 2 kind of nebulous goblin territory areas on either side of Northahia, and then the map ends. And it's either like it's got like labeled hunting grounds and like points of interest, like wishing wells and shit, like along the road, inns you can stay and stuff. It's a very like it's got a lot of character, not a lot of strict geographic information.
Which goblin group is closer to the job board? Where's the job board?
The job board is in Northahia. It looks like the West Goblin tribe is slightly closer to the town than the East Goblin tribe, but only by like a mile or 2. It's not really super significant.
Well, good to know.
We got 2 days before the meetup when we need to be north of here. So
We could go asking around town, go to some bars, see if there have been any half orc, half giants around.
sure.
Cool. You can
That
reach.
sounds like a plan.
You can reach. We'll say it's about 4 a.m. So pink lines aren't even out yet. It's just like kind of a less dark night. And so I guess you guys are using magical lights to do your investigating. Didn't really cover my bases there, but or moonlight. Fuck, there's not a moon. So starlight and magical light had to suffice. And so you can reach the town of Northia by like maybe breakfast time on day 1, if you would like to travel there. Obviously, you're more than welcome to walk back in and check with the castle people if you want supplies or any sort of stuff. But that's what it's looking like based on the map.
Excuse me, Leander.
Yes. What do you need anything?
We'll be heading into town. We need a horse and carriage.
Into Split Rock or into north of here?
North of
Oh, yes. Well, your carriage driver's passed out and vomited on the front steps. So, yes, you can take the Herod family backup carriage. I can't lend you the primary one. I apologize. But, yes.
that will be sufficient. Thank you.
Of course. Here are the keys. Not to the ignition or anything silly like that, but to the carriage chambers itself.
Oh, and
We
Leander,
know.
I think you should know. In this investigation, nobody is off our suspect list until we can be sure.
What are you trying to say?
I
Slick.
think you can appreciate what I'm implying.
Last time
Well,
we were on a job, there was
yes,
a guy that
I can
hired us, and
certainly
we ended up
appreciate
killing
it.
him. So just think what we do to you.
Well, I didn't hire you.
He was a very
Exactly.
unpleasant fellow. Um,
That was the vampire,
Sounds
yeah?
like it. Oh,
that was
I've only ever heard of them in the stories. Bloody awful. Sorry.
really
Good fellow.
unpleasant.
I don't mean this as a threat. I just mean to say that we'll be doing our best to be as thorough as possible. And with that, we cannot let any leads go unchecked.
Well, absolutely. I imagine you did a pretty thorough job of questioning me and my background. That's why I was so forthcoming with information. Should you have anything else, please let me know. You're more than welcome to search my quarters, read my journals. It bother me, to be honest. We're here to do a job. I can respect that. It's a weight you carry, but you must carry it. I can do whatever I can to help you.
Then let's do that. Leander, let's go do that right now.
Okay. My chambers are very, well, I read a text in an old library that talked about how you ought to eschew possessions, and I just sort of left after the war, and I don't have a lot, and he walks into that little hallway that kind of leads out back, and he opens up a room, and there's just like a bed. It's like a twin bed on a frame. There's like a little chamber pot tucked underneath and a desk in the corner.
I look under the mattress.
Chamber pot.
I look under the pillow.
There's a sheathed dagger.
I inspect the dagger.
Oh yes, that was my father's dagger. He slept with it under his pillow for 20 years, and when I went to war, he gave it to me. God bless the old man.
I lick it.
We're going to make it rust. Why would you do that? He tastes like oil, like sword oil.
I with a wave of a wing clean away. I restore the oil.
Thank you.
I lift the mattress back up and I spit into the chamber pot.
I always do the same thing before I use it too. Do you need a minute in here? Is that what
Oh,
you're
I'm
trying
quite
to
all
say?
right, Leander. That'll be all.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. Like I said, I'm an open book.
I search his desk real quick.
You find very little. You find these supplies to clean weapons and armor. So there's we'll say there's 3 drawers. One of them has oil and acids and stuff that he'll use to clean metal. The other has the towels and sponges and rough materials he uses for that, like pieces of wood and stuff. And in the small little drawer is a single shot flintlock pistol and a journal and a set of ink stuff.
Didn't peg you for a firearm, man, Leander.
Well,
Usually you
no.
knights like to pretend you're above such things.
I never said I was. I don't believe in pretending, but my back faces the door when I sit at this desk. I'm teaching myself how to write, and so I often find myself in long hours of concentration. And if someone were to assault the palace in the wee hours, I'm sure a thief would use a dishonorable weapon. If I'm unarmored, a gambeson can't stop a musket ball. No, times they're changing. And so what do I do but keep a small round in my desk? Hope they miss their shot. I could turn around and fire one back. It's grim stuff, but it's what you think about when you go to castle to protect. I'm still an honorable man, but if my opponent's not, I have no hesitation in using a ranged weapon.
I certainly believe that. That'll be all, Leander.
Would you
Thank
like
you
to
for your
search?
cooperation.
Would you like to search Jester Chester's chambers as well?
All the same, we might as well treat you all equally.
Okay, he's the next room over. Very protective of his things, so good luck.
This is what I warned you about earlier. From now on, there are only 4 of us. Can't do anything about it. Just sort of unfortunate.
Okay. So, I guess Trazodone gets unexpectedly ill.
He's with the carriage driver.
Yeah, well, or he's just, ill and in a spare room or something. So yeah, you look at Jester Chester's room. He says, he's like very obviously having a nice wank when you entered. And he-
Put it away, Chester.
It's away. What do you want?
Oh,
Just to
God.
take a look around.
Yeah, it's a much smaller, grosser room than Leander's chambers. It's like just a goblin's quarters, so very very messy. There's like a lot of musical instruments and like papers and bard stuff, and like he's more of a litter box guy than a chamber pot sort of guy. Just a gross little chamber that a nasty goblin man lives in.
Any weapons of war?
There's the dagger under me pillow.
I look at the dagger.
It's like a courtly dagger, clearly given to him by the king.
It's nice.
I smell it.
It smells like metal.
Heard that. That's all I got with you, Chester.
Thank you for your time.
Keep up the good work.
Hey, that's a good one. Oh, I will. I'll be working real hard.
And close the door, and he still keeps laughing as you walk down the hall.
On the way out, I detect evil.
Okay. That's an interesting one. I mean, they don't really see any like apparent evil. It's sort of like the background that kind of exists in the world at this point. Nothing really particularly new or
Besides
old for that
Annie,
matter.
even if these people were plotting against the Duke, are you evil if you wish harm upon an oligarch? Don't think so.
There's no
Well.
like demonic corruptions or anything like that, that's for sure.
All right. All right.
Let's hit the town. I need breakfast.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Takes a lot of meat to keep that. Nope, takes a lot of food to keep this kind of meat on these bones. Damn it. Fuck.
It's about 3 hours by wagon. My original estimate had you guys walking, which I realized didn't make sense because they were requesting a wagon full of gold. So, yeah, it's about 3 hours by wagon. Nearing breakfast time as you guys arrive. You use the king's spare wagon. Trazodone opts to stay behind in the royal chambers when prompted, and yeah, you guys make your way on to north of here, where you
I
arrive
go to
around breakfast time.
the first inn that we find.
All right, it's called the Over Easy. It's like kind of it's like the town breakfast joint. Like all the miners and all the woodcutters are there, like before work, getting their coffee and their slop. You guys walk into a very lively breakfast tavern.
You got eggs?
Ha! It's in the name, brother.
I'll
No, the
take a
name's over
six.
easy.
I'll take a 6-egg omelet and 10 sausage links, please.
Yes, sir. The whole novelty of the establishment is that the chicken, goose, and duck hens are sort of in the center, and so they're just like pulling eggs from like that day and like cracking them on this like
That's fun.
kind of circle of grills, and then walking them out to the patrons that are in a circle, right? Kind of like this open
Love it.
pit kind of outdoor place, like reeks.
What
with
about the
smoke.
bird shit?
Oh, they got like tarps and stuff.
They do
I'd
a
li-
good job of it. It's well done.
It's the bird shit's just the birds are all in the middle, so it just kind of falls onto the ground. But they like rake it, and, dig it out and clean it every night.
Got it. It's good enough.
I would like
definitely
two
not
pieces.
2 pieces.
I would like 2 pieces of wheat toast, no butter, and I'll take all the eggshells you have.
Coming right up. Wait, what? Eggshells, buddy? We don't sell those.
I'll take them though.
All right, let me talk to my boss.
He didn't ask if you sell them. He just said he wanted them.
Listen,
Whether you
bud.
charge him for them or not is up to you there.
I gotta talk to the big guy. I don't know. I'll be right back. He kind
Okay.
of disappears into the throng, and from the pens of birds walks this like gnome in a pinstripe suit, with a little monocle and a cigar. He says, "Though you want to buy my eggshells, huh? Got a lot of eggshells around here, kid. What do you need them for?"
Oh, they're for feed for Zoe and Mirabella, of course. They both crawl
Yeah.
over my shoulders.
Fuck, man. The hell is that?
Oh, these are Western hardback centipedes.
I own this town, kid. What do you say I
Oh.
give you? What do you say I give you half this town for the one with the tentacle?
What? Trade you? No, of course not.
All right, kid. I'm a businessman. I apologize. You're gonna have the fucking eggshells. Those are cool creatures. Enjoy your
Thank
stay
you.
in north of here. If you ever want to sell them, come to me first. He hands you a card.
Every few months, they tend to molt their shells. The carapaces are quite hard and very shiny. Quite beautiful color. They're both due for molting any day now, so I'd be interested in trading you one of those.
Listen, kid. It ain't about the shell. It's about what it can do. You know what I'm saying?
Oh. See, back in
think
my
you
hometown,
do.
I used to farm thousands of these.
He's already gone.
Oh wait,
Thanks
I
for
want
the
to talk to that guy.
eggshells.
Oh, you want
He
to talk
says
to
he
him?
owns this
Yeah.
town.
Okay. You
I
can
say,
say, wait.
hey, Pointy.
Yeah, what's it to you, slab stuff?
I'm looking for information.
Yeah, we all, kid.
You heard about the Duke's boy?
Of course I did.
You know anything about that?
Not really. Probably some sort of goblin racket, I imagine. They're always trying to make a buck around here, Gets harder and harder with each year that passes. Eventually they'll have to resort to something drastic. Not super surprising, but really is unsettling.
What if I told you they had something about the size of a giant walking around with them? That mean anything to you?
Well, there's an ogre that lives west of here. Big old cave. Kind of funny, gives the kids something to scream about, but you don't really mess with nobody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm aware of.
He mess with people back?
What?
Does he mess with people?
No, he's an ogre. He keeps to himself mostly.
Mm-hmm.
An ogre.
Mostly.
Wow.
All right, big guy. I appreciate the help.
Oh, sure. I appreciate the patronage. Be sure to stop by if you're ever north of here again. He gives you his
that.
card.
Thank you.
I hand it to Lurch, and I sit down and eat my breakfast.
Delicious.
I flag down the barkeep and I ask, y'all got any leafy greens?
Yeah, we got collards.
I would like a big bowl of uncooked collards.
Interesting. You guys make all
Okay.
sorts of weird requests of me, don't you? But yeah, I'll
Yeah.
try to get them before the chef does. He
Appreciate it.
scampers off.
Does anyone? Oh, pardon.
What?
Does anyone in the neighborhood have a really nice garden?
Here?
Yeah.
No, not really. We get most of our vegetables from
No, like flowers.
Split Rock.
Like flowers. I would like to see flowers. I would like to drink from flowers.
Oh, you want some nectar? Sugar?
I would take some sugar.
Okay. Comes back in like 10 minutes with uncooked collard greens and sugar.
Right on.
And enjoy.
Appreciate it. Got to keep the pipes flowing, you know what I mean, champ?
I cast water over the bowl of sugar and just devour it.
Nice.
Terrifying.
Yeah, Zoe and Mirabelle are crunching on giant piles of eggshells.
Thank you, Father. Thank you for requesting this of the small man. And thank you for not selling us to the other small man. He did not smell as good as you do.
Of course, my children.
It's so funny. It's so
that's a
funny.
really good one.
You got this Tony Todd voice in your head. In real life.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you.
Okay.
God damn. Ooh. So,
That's a cute cat.
she's the best.
That's a cuter cat
Aw.
though.
So,
Well, team. As I polish off my collard greens and down a very large glass of water, I suppose we go pay a visit to this ogre.
I think that's our clearest course of action.
Split?
okay.
Any input?
Okay.
Something wrong, Flit?
That was a lot of sugar water.
Ooh.
Oh,
Maybe you want to have some regular water to wash it down.
I don't feel so good. What kind of sugar was that? I guess that's different from flowers. I don't usually eat straight sugar. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, where are we going? What are we doing? I
We're
feel
going to shake hands with the ogre.
my heart's going really fast. Yeah, let's go to the ogre.
Okay. So the rumor
Right.
is he lives in a cave to the northwest of town.
Why don't you fly it off, Flit?
Let's go. Let's go to the edge of town. Was that like how much sugar was that?
Oh, there's a lot of sugar, Flit.
Too much.
I myself don't consume sugar.
Oh, man, they're not putting that much sugar in the flowers, I'll tell you what.
Mhm.
Where are we going? Let's go. Let's go.
We
And we're in
go.
the mountains, so it's a higher altitude.
Ah.
Too true. Too true.
So the road, there's pretty much one road through town. It's about a mile. You guys go. The mountain's getting bigger the whole time. And then the road sort of snakes off and splits off into farms and fiefs and fields and, all these little land parcels. And the mountain's still kind of far away. You're not really sure exactly how to get there. You're not sure what the name of the cave is. You just know it's on the outskirts of town to the west. So the way I see it, there's two options. You could either figure out where the cave is by talking to locals. Go Gadget Centipede, because they can smell like
Oh
earth
yeah.
and
Yeah.
dirt and stuff.
Can Flit fly around and find it?
Not that high. That'd be like aerial surveying. It's
Flit
like
can't do that.
no, just for places walking. But like you're a flying type Pokemon. It's
I
kind of
see.
yeah.
but she doesn't know fly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I can climb up pretty high. I could I could help someone else look. I've got magic for that. I
Let's just ask around, Flit.
okay.
Hey, you.
Me? It's the farmer.
Yeah,
He's,
why
he's
not?
shucking corn. What's up?
Yeah, you. I'm talking to you, old timer.
Yeah. Welcome to West Plot. That's what I call my ranch.
Appreciate it. I do. It's a
Yeah.
lovely place.
You boys new around here? You coming
You
through?
could say
Passing through?
that. You
Got
could say
business?
that. We
Very
got
true.
we hate to rush you here, but we do got a pressing operation at hand. We're trying to find the ogre. I need you to point me in direction of the ogre.
Well, I know that oh, what was his name? Yuki, something like that. He said he lives around about a mile or two, in that there green cave, but I wouldn't go messing with him. I hear he lives with goblins. I hear he's
Lives are
allied.
at stake.
I hear he's allied with the West tribe.
A rich man's money is at
allied with the
stake, if you know what I mean there.
Oh boy. Well, y'all's on good business then, ain't you?
Afraid
I
so.
just got the business of the land.
Wait, he's allied with who?
The West Tribe.
The
You
goblins.
said the West
Ah.
Tribe. The one closest to the job posting board?
Yeah. Doesn't look good for the West tribe.
Perhaps they hired him to kidnap the boy.
Could
He
be.
lives with goblins, you said. He's with them. He's associating with them.
So he got the
Seems that way.
dagger. All signs are pointing to Yuki, the orc, and then to the West tribes. Only one way
Yep.
to be sure.
Does Yuki carry an axe?
I don't know. I ain't really seen him too much.
Not
just-
too much. You just see him around town every once in a while.
Well, no, I think I was returning late from a hunting trip once, and I swear me and my buddies saw him. Big old nasty green man walking over the ridge, but he didn't have no axe. That was probably 10 years ago.
Y'all get problems with this ogre?
No,
With your towns?
he scares the kids off when they go up in there, the green cave, but saves them from getting taken by the goblins, so it don't bother me too
Sure.
much. Good of him to scare them off, you know what I mean?
Heard that. Bless them kids.
Mm-hmm. Have a future.
All right. Well, appreciate your time.
Oh, sure, brother.
I know,
Let me know if you need.
time is money.
Hey, can I
Time
have
is
those
food
corn
on
husks?
this part.
Yeah, sure. I was gonna compost them, but got something in mind. You're more than welcome to.
He's gonna compost them too in some kind of way.
I'm not going to eat them. Zoe and Mirabella are.
Who?
Lurch, it's his centipedes. Okay,
It's like-
he's got
Zoe
big
and
old
Mirabella, of course.
Oy.
They both crawl out over my shoulders.
Oh, I just shoot the things when I see them. You keep them as pets?
Shoot them. What do you mean shoot them? I put them back in the basket.
Well, they're
Oh boy.
They have different
they'll ruin the
kinds?
soil. They're extremely venomous. If my daughter were to step on that, she'd be dead in a heartbeat. Not to mention if
That's
I
very
find one.
true.
Not to mention if I find trail of one digging up in my field, he's going to eat the roots of all my crops. He'll
They won't
dehusk
go
the corn before
digging
it's even
around
had a
your
chance to
crops.
grow.
They're very well trained. They don't go spraying their
Yeah,
venom
mate.
everywhere.
I'm assuming yours are, but the fact of the matter is every other giant ridgeback centipede I ever ran across I shot because they weren't so well trained. So you'll have to forgive my sensibilities.
I see the problem here. This region, this place, they're dealing with northern ridgeback.
Oh, those are
Completely
vile creatures.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree.
Terrifying.
These are Western Ridgeback. Can you not tell?
Western.
You not see the brown and orange striations along the back?
A what?
You don't see how it's brown, orange, black, orange, brown, not brown, orange, black, black, orange, brown, orange, black.
I assure you that with
Do you have
my
a book or something?
I assure you with my tetrachromacy, it's a kaleidoscope of colors that's quite different. I don't know what you all are able to
Yeah.
see, but I imagine it
I
might
don't
be
know
a
what
bit
y'all.
clear
I don't
for you
know
to
what you city
discern.
folk are really talking
But-
about anymore. But good luck.
Flit's just bragging that she can see more colors than we can, and I take
Oh.
it quite personally.
What do you mean more colors? I could see every color. That's how we know there were colors in the first place.
Oy.
Well, what if
All right, pal, we're done here. Flit, Flit, we know. Is that enough? Is it enough that we know and he doesn't?
I'm mulling over now?
Actually,
I'm going to spend some time now trying to figure out if there's an illusion spell I can use to make someone see what I see.
yeah.
I'm quite distressed.
I mean, I would
Um,
say color spray, but they would just see fewer colors than you.
He just wouldn't see those colors.
Spray would just like blind them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. The farmer points you in the general direction of the green cave. He says, just over there, rumor has it. I don't know. It's a cave. There's a little creek that sometimes flows into it. It's about the tail end of summer, so all the snow melted, but maybe that creek still flows in there. That'd be a good way to find it.
You think he's violent?
Well, I don't know. I never heard of him hurting nobody. Lived in this town my whole life, but pretty reclusive feller.
We'll check it out.
All right.
Yeah. It's just over there.
Appreciate it, old timer.
Of course. You guys wind your way through the pine forests and foothills of the mountains. The air gets moist and shaded, and it's about afternoon-ish by the time you reach the outskirts of town and are in the mountains proper. Sorry, after you get past the outskirts of town and are in the mountains proper. And then the air kind of gets cool. You hear this trickling water.
Oh yeah.
You're in the general area. You guys could do any number of things, but at the end of the day, it's a cave. You cut through the farmer's land to find it. He pointed well. Takes you about 20 minutes. Find the green cave. Or at least what you think is the green cave. It sort of looks like a sinkhole. And there is like a little stream kind of running down into it. And you see what would be a cave, but it's been like barricaded. Like there's pieces of wood and like furniture and like parts of trees and rope like tying together this sort of like weird makeshift door. There's a little slat in it.
I figure we not.
There's a bunch of moss around the rock that would compose the body of the cave.
Do a lot of things, but I don't know that I'd start with knocking.
What would you have us do?
I can detect all of the defenses. I can roll for that. Why don't let me see the defenses. I begin to examine. I begin to examine the area, the defenses. What else do they have? Is this it? It's this barricade?
It seems like they really put everything they had into this barricade. There's a little slat in it. And as you begin to investigate, well, you hear sort of a murmuring from behind the barricade.
I have
like-
quite good hearing.
Two shrill voices. You say,
Are we supposed to greet them? Or do they greet us? I don't know. You
hear-
just told us to wait up front. I got the questions ready. Do we read them or do they wait? Wait till they knock. Okay.
We didn't say anything about being from the king and ransom and any of that, did we?
I did say it to the farmer, kind of.
Hmm.
no,
We
you
could
did
piece
not
it
say
together.
anything about that.
Well, I let
They're
the
just-
farmer
it
know
seems
that
like
we
they're
were
expecting
hired
people.
by
They're
hired by
expecting
rich
people?
people.
Mhm.
Hmm. We could bluff it. We could say we're going in for another reason. And examine the place.
Okay.
Just-
Mulch takes a second to get himself fired up.
Okay.
He like,
How do you do
he
that?
like, "Hoo, hoo, hoo," like
okay.
pounds on his chest.
Oh, what are you
Oh,
doing?
jeez. I really think they mean business. Are you sure we shouldn't say something? No. We should wait till they knock.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
he sort of shakes himself off and walks up to the door and gingerly knocks.
Quiet for a second.
Shh.
He. Huh. I'm pumping myself up too.
What? No. Answer me these riddles 3 if you wish to pass with you and E.
What?
We have riddles. You have to answer riddles.
No, those riddles aren't for us, pals. We're just here to inspect the barricade. I look
Inspect
back
the
and
barricade.
I wink at Flit.
Oh my goodness.
No, buddy. We're not letting anybody in unless they answer these riddles. That's the whole thing.
All right, go for
Listen.
it, champ. But
Okay.
listen, when that barricade comes down and the cave collapses and kills you and all your friends, all right, that's on you, pal.
What do you
All right,
mean?
they called a
barricade's
civil
not coming
engineer
down?
out here to
Sir,
make sure this place was up to code,
Are
and
you
I'm here trying to do
receiving-
my job, and you
Call?
aren't letting me in.
A what?
Are you
A who?
receiving benefits?
A call?
If you get hurt on the job from the barricade collapsing, are you guaranteed to receive workers' compensation?
I ask the questions. Answer
You-
me these riddles 3. Question 1. What is black and white and red all over?
Newspaper.
Wrong.
A bloody-
bloody penguin.
Are you sure about that? Yeah. No, not that either.
No, it is a newspaper, you son of a bitch. Open the door.
Well, that's just one. And it's not a newspaper or a bloody penguin. There's lots of things that can be black and white and red. Like
Oh yeah,
what?
name one, guy. Name one.
Well, if I did that, I'd be answering the question, wouldn't I? Maybe a chicken? No, it couldn't be a chicken. Oh, I think certain coins are black and white now. No, that wouldn't do. That's not the answer.
All right. Mulch breaks the door down. He backs up 10 feet and he runs at it and he breaks it down.
I didn't even get to the good ones.
Sorry, guys. These guys suck, man.
You crack the barricade, but you don't break through it.
Ooh, this place is not structurally sound, fellas. Good thing there's a
Hey,
civil engineer here to
Answer
take
me
care
these
of
riddles
things.
3.
You hear a crossbow, like they start to wind up the thing that cocks it, like that little pulley, like
The damage has been done.
I
That's
very
correct.
quickly draw
We need to keep damaging
blueprints that look official but mean nothing. I say, sir, is this the permit for your structure? Is this? And I slip it through the hole
crack.
and I give it something for them to puzzle over.
A what?
Is this your structure?
It's not a structure, it's a cave.
No, this barricade. Is this your structure?
We built it overnight.
Yes, and what? These permits have not had all of the seals stamped upon them, and they've not been approved by the king.
You need
And
a permit to live in a cave these days?
You do.
Nah, bollocks to that. You're not the mayor. Yeah, she's not the mayor. Riddle number 2.
Yeah, we can handle it.
What has a head and a tail, but no body?
Coin.
Berm.
It's a coin. No, it's not. It can't be. He said that too soon. It's got to be something else. What about a steak?
Steak. It's a steak.
They have got bodies. A what? What's she saying? A what? A what?
A coin.
No.
Yeah, it's got a head and a tail, but no body.
So does a snail.
It's got the
It
king's
doesn't.
head on one
No, it's got to
side
be a body. It's got
and a
body.
beaver's tail on the other. That's a coin with no body. What's a body on a coin, you goon? Who put y'all in charge of the riddles?
Riddle the third.
Uncanny.
One of many, unique alone. By the sea is where it's home.
I don't know this one guy. I don't know.
You say one of many, unique alone. It makes it.
By the sea is where it's home.
A seashell.
No. He's an idiot. That wasn't even the right one. All his friends got him right the first time, but he didn't. Kind of pathetic, don't you think? It is. We'll see if he keeps answering. Wrong!
Mulch breaks the door down.
You're gonna go do another.
I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna remind you I take advantage on strength.
Oh no,
checks.
I've been
Okay.
doing that.
Wait. He's gonna need to add a +6 to
Because you're
that.
buffing him.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I run at it and I leap feet first, arms crossed.
Yeah, you you plow through the door, and you hear it echo all the way down the cave. I'll roll a save on the two goblins who are directly behind it. Yeah, they both managed to get out of the way.
Oh, fuck! Oh, God! Where's that crossbow? Yeah, take it!
You sort of, as you like burst through the door, it's just a very dark cave. You like kick
Sure.
into the side. You sort of stumble for a second before regaining your footing. Just in time for one of them to, and he, fuck, he crits you with the crossbow
Jesus
from the
Christ,
corner.
man.
Yeah,
What do you mean he crits me?
he got a nat
Oh,
20
no, I
on
see that,
shoot.
okay.
And
God.
so he crits you in like the kidney or like the gut and just does 2 HP. That hurt a lot more than you were expecting. Oh
Yeah,
God!
Mulch is dead.
I will heal you, but first,
I'm just like unconscious on the ground, Annie. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm making death saves. I didn't say Mulch is dead. I'm just dying.
Crossbow in the gut. You hear Mulch give a as he charges into the darkness. You hear the crossbow go off. Look, I was gonna let you act. You're not like
I've
completely
got questions
laid out.
about it because they did have to get out of the way.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's like my turn is the kicking the door down,
Mm-hmm.
and then they have to get out of the way.
Which they both rolled 12s on. Pretty high enough for like, oh, we could see him running through the crack. He's gonna get out of the way. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
You know, they said load the crossbow. It all checks out, but it is very unfortunate. It also like, you know, that's why I was like worried about bounce. You know, oh god, you know, losing Trazodone, big deal. He's a beefy guy. But yeah, Crit would be 2 HP in that case. So I'm sorry.
we need to get these guys.
Mirabella. You know what to do.
Yes, father.
I have her slink inside and use her tentacle to pull the crossbow from his hands.
He's like, and she whisks inside. He says, "Hey, what? Hey!" And she comes back out and she's like,
This, father?
she's got the crossbow in her tentacle.
Hey, what? You give that back!
Excellent idea. Yeah, put her back in the basket.
Hey!
And point the crossbow at them. Stay right where you are.
You know it's not loaded, right? Because he just shot it.
He was cranking away at it though.
It's half loaded.
But it's still got the crank on it and stuff. So
You know what? I don't have to load. Oh my gosh, you guys! You know what? I don't have to load. And then
You know what, the
I
magic-
stagger them.
they get saves. One of them dies to an ice dagger in the chest. The other one manages to dive out of the way.
And he says, please, I just want my crossbow back. I'll give you your
What?
friend. I'll give you your friend in exchange for the crossbow.
You have
What?
our friend?
No,
Don't
he's
give him
your friend.
shit. I
He's
spit
not in
blood-
there.
I spit
He's-
blood in his face.
Hey, well, that's pretty
Choke.
rude.
Choke on it, motherfucker.
That's pretty rude for the man on the ground.
What?
Well, bring him outside first.
I'm not strong enough.
He really isn't.
Like, can you
No,
like,
just kill this fucking fool. What do you mean? Fucking kill this guy.
you need to ask him questions?
All right, we'll grab him. What's he gonna do to me? His fucking crossbow.
Like, can you light it up in there?
Can I light it up? Yeah, I can light it up. I cast dancing lights. That's a lot of sugar, you guys. I've never felt this silly before.
Dancing lights where? Like down in the background of the cave, or just like right in front of you guys?
Did you mean literally light it up, or like that sort of metaphorical thing where I'm supposed to hurt somebody?
Literally, I can't see inside.
You can see inside
Oh
now.
yeah. I'm gonna make some torches then. What about this guy? He's annoying, and our friend needs help.
You already cast dancing lights, so I'd imagine it's like the whole cave is lit with candles, and they kind of follow you guys in this like flickering.
Isn't
sort
it pretty? It's my favorite. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Okay, I throw the crossbow in my backpack, and I pull out my daggers, and I go inside.
This
Okay.
is so much more fun than hunting that awful boar.
Get down on the ground.
Who, me?
Yes.
Okay.
He
I
sees
look
the what?
I look around.
It's quiet. You kind of hear like echoing and rustling from down the cave. And then he says, "Go right! They made it in too soon!" And he tries to run.
Okay. Flake, quick, come here. Heal him. Heal Mulch.
Here you go.
Mulch, you were healed.
Now-
I'm just gonna immediately grab Flit and without consent, I'm ashamed to say, throw her at the running goblin with great
Whoa!
force.
I'm flapping very fast. You already couldn't see how fast I was flapping, but man,
But there's very, very little you can do about that. And you, unless you want to, of course, and sort of say no. I
mean, if you
Oh,
like
no, I'm
resist in any
flying
way, I'll just
faster in the
stop.
direction. I'm going.
Right.
Let's go.
You
Hell yeah. We're on
yeah,
the
you
same
get tossed
page here.
real far down the chamber. You thought Flit might have more mass considering her size, but when you went to like and go, it was like, oh my god,
Yeah.
this is like air.
It's like throwing a paper airplane.
Yeah,
An extremely aerodynamic paper airplane.
yeah. You pretty much you catch up to the goblin very quickly. Flit, what do you do?
Hi friend. And I just like peck my beak like straight into his throat.
Oh fuck! Oh no, that's pretty fucked up actually.
Ruthless.
Yeah, no, he tries to. You go for his throat and he bats you out of the way, but you still sink and like you end up in his chest and he's sort of like oh, and he stumbles
Oh,
and slips off your beak and just splats onto the ground and you hear him kind of like gurgle as he dies. It is a slow death, so you can still ask him questions or do what you like.
Oh, I want to ask him questions. All right.
He's like gurgling on the ground.
This is why I'm not a melee character. That's so gross.
Yeah,
Oh,
your beak, your whole mouth tastes like goblin blood.
Is this the one who shot?
Notoriously
Is this the one
accurate.
who shot me?
Absolutely.
so gross. So gross.
I hit him. I just slap him around a little bit.
Oh.
Careful, we need to ask him questions.
Where's the boy? Where's the boy, guy?
He spits blood back at you. And he says, "Oh, there."
I don't flinch. I put my fucking finger in his beak wound.
You feel like his
I
heart.
just-
You feel his strained heartbeat on your finger.
I
As
keep
you,
my
like, press
finger
into
in
the
his
tissue.
wound, but I lift him up by his shirt and I slam him on the ground.
He gets a disadvantaged death save that really might just kill him. No, it doesn't. It doesn't kill him.
Where's the boy, pal?
He's with you. Good luck with that. we almost we almost took you out. He's gonna be way too much to handle.
I say that no, I don't say anything. I just remove my finger and I break his neck.
Dies.
A
I'm
mercy
just in the
killing.
corner prestidigitationing my beak to make sure it's as clean as possible.
Well, me
Ugh.
personally, team, I would like to leave and take a long rest and come back with rejuvenated health points, and then confront the ogre and defeat him and save the young boy.
But
There's
they're gonna
certainly on
know.
the table.
They'll
But
know,
won't they know?
yes. Yes.
Won't they kill the boy?
I don't know. Probably not. They still want their ransom, I presume.
I think we can handle it without rest. You'll be fine. You're the mud man. Come
He
on.
said with like 3 hit points and 2 units.
All right, Slick. Can't argue with you, champ. Mud man.
You can certainly take a rest. The terms were 3 days, and it is like noon on day 1. So
Okay.
maybe this is like just because you started it. It's kind of like a mission in an open world game where it's like, man, you just walk away and like, what are they gonna do? Like,
We could take their 2 goblin bodies into the woods, and perhaps they'll just be confused as to where they went.
The broken barricade.
Broken barricade is what it is.
I'm
These strike me as desperate folk. I don't imagine they'll throw away their only bargaining chip at the first sign of trouble.
all right. Yeah. I mean, sure, I can't argue with that.
Well, if Flit says so, Lurch, I suppose we should take a break.
I'm really concerned.
it's about 4 p.m. by the time you guys decide to take a break and would return to town.
I'm
The same farmers.
Yeah, we can just sleep in the woods. It's not a big deal. Just need to take a rest.
So the same farmer is, kind of beating his crops as you walk back out of the mountains. Maybe not even in the town proper, just kind of away from the cave. And he says, y'all found what you were looking for?
we're working on it.
You could say that.
Well,
Found
if you-
that and a little something extra.
Yeah, if you need some lemonade and a long rest, feel free to use my house.
I tell you what. Lemonade and a nice rest sounds just fine to me.
Excellent. Well, come on in. And it's very much a fade to black healing music plays.
One thing before
Unless you
we
guys want to
fall
roleplay and
asleep-
talk to these people. That's
Before
also
we
fine.
fall asleep, I want to, in my half awake state, all sugar drunk. I want to sketch as a means to commune with the goddess of art.
Okay. What would you like to commune? What sentiment or intention?
I would like to inquire about future peril, and I would like to have a sense of exactly how dangerous our foes are, like what the scale of what we're up against.
The road ahead is long and winding. The trials will be vast. They may overcome you, but if you persevere and stick to your values, you will probably overcome them.
Right on.
As boring as the response was, my drawing is yet duller, and the drunk, sleepy bird does not paint well that night.
Mm-mm. Rolled 1 on commune. Yeah, you guys go to bed super early, and so I'd imagine you'd wake up super early, just before the sunrise, just with it. Eat some breakfast with the farmer, lovely wife and children. They talk about what it is like to be farmers in arid mountain country. They mostly sell large shipments of berries and other medium-sized above-ground crops to local villages.
How do they feel about the Duke?
They think he's fine. They think he's a sweet old man. and they're excited to see what Casper does with the throne because he seems like he has ambition. He's been to North of here a decent amount of times. He's dealt justice when it is occasionally fit. You know, they call him Casper the Boy King, around these parts. He's very well liked. It's pretty popular.
All right.
Now,
Only
the
someone
miners-
wretched could go against someone
The
so well-liked.
miners might say otherwise, because they live in direct proximity to the Lord and are more responsible for his source of revenue. However, the people in the next town over, who are still beholden to the fiefdom's power, don't really have an issue. Like, this guy says that some of the farmers come through, and so he hears that in the bars. Or sort of shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go back and kill an ogre or something.
At least get some info. 'Cause we're
Good
basically
luck!
no closer to figuring this case out than we were a day ago.
Okay.
We're pretty confident the ogre and the goblins in the Green Cave are involved,
Yeah.
unless we've stumbled upon some independent conspiracy.
It looks like a few nails have been put into the barricade with another board over it when you return. It's been very haphazardly repaired.
Kick it down, trivially.
Wait! Answer me these riddles 3!
Still kicking it down.
Fucking kick it down. I want to kick it flat down this time. Not like open, but down.
Yeah, you succeed in splitting the singular board that's holding the last time you cut it in half. You kick it in half with ease, and it's two goblins with swords. I guess one has a crossbow and the other has a sword and shield.
Hey!
They were prepared this time.
Well, the
Yeah,
one
they
with the
were.
crossbow has the piece of paper in his hand.
I said answer me these riddles 3!
We don't have time.
Sir, up.
He shoots. Who's first?
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do what I did last time.
No, I know
obviously.
you're not.
So I kicked it down and I got out of the way.
Yeah, he shot a little too soon, and it you hear it whistle as you step out of the way. But you're all good. Flies off. You hear it hit a tree distantly.
Oh, shit!
I wanna grab one of the pieces of the door,
Okay.
like a big board, and just splat one of these goblins.
Man, that's funny.
Sword goblin. I want to splat sword goblin.
Break it. You hold it high up. And you slap it down. Actually, hold on. I gotta give you a on that. And sword goblin, and you hear his shield like crack and break as he sort of buckles under it. He holds, and he blocks it, but it costs pretty much his entire position to do so. Okay. The crossbow goblin throws his dagger or his crossbow down and draws a little dagger, and he tries to go and help his friend out. But he's not quite able to get around the door, and he sort of holds a pretty firm position to try to stop you guys from coming. So Lurch, what are you gonna do? It's really quite a good defensive position.
Lurch, do you still have that old crossbow?
Yes.
You say you've reloaded it.
Can I see one of the bolts real quick?
Sure. Well, I only have the one crossbow with the one bolt.
The farmer gave you 2 more.
Oh yeah.
Wait, let me get one
You
of
roll
those bolts.
disadvantage because you're not proficient with the crossbow, but
I don't have to be. I'm not going to use the crossbow.
No, I
I'm
know.
using the bolt.
I'm
I'm
I guess-
using the bolt. I'm not using the crossbow.
Mulch, you would be pretty good with the crossbow because you have ranged weapon theory.
Yeah, everyone in the world is pretty good with the crossbow.
Yeah.
Do what you will with that.
Kind of the
but,
point. But yeah.
I am going to launch the bolt with magic.
Naturally.
And it will have the effect of light crossbow capable of launching a bolt 100 feet.
Sure. Oh yeah.
What
no,
makes you say that?
I'm confident.
He tries to step out of the way, but the position that he took to try to keep you guys from coming in is between the door that Mulch is grappling the other guy with and the wall of the cave. And so when the crossbow bolt flies at him, he doesn't really have a way to sidestep it, so he just takes it in the chest. And he falls back and dies.
Get this guy, Lurch.
All right, Zoe, acid spray him.
No, wait! Please!
He basically just coup de grace.
Yes, father!
And like empties the contents of her stomach, like dissolved meat and bones, like gonna spray onto this goblin in his face, and you just see it like the skin just like slough off into muscle and then bone and bubble with the and he just like melts under the door as Mulch. You can Mulch and Lurch. That's so hard. As you use the door to crush him the remainder of the way.
Yeah.
All right.
I give Zoe an apple out of my pack. I feed it to her out of my hand.
Eats in one bite.
Incredible.
3 crossbow bolts fly from down the darkness.
What is this?
Yep. One of them hits Flit the hummingbird. Or wait, no, sorry. This would be a save for you guys because they're coming at you. So that would, in that case, Flit the hummingbird is fine. Lurch the centipede is fine. Mulch, you get shot.
Mulch gets shot?
Mm-hmm.
What do
Three.
you
Not having
mean?
good luck with these crossbow
Unbelievable.
15, 18, 7.
Who? What? What's 15, 18, 7?
Initiative order in chat. Flit the hummingbird 15. Lurch the centipede man 18. Mulch the mudman 7.
Uncanny.
That's your
I
save.
want to strength check it, obviously, Adam.
I
It just flex and
want
it
a
pops
strength
out.
change on resisting surprise
no,
damage.
I just flex my huge, powerful muscles, and it doesn't do significant harm. It's like stubbing my toe or getting a paper cut.
One can be healed. It's a new day.
All right. Well, I'm gonna grab my piece of the door and hold it horizontally and run down the cave.
Nice.
I want to level all 3 of these fucking bastards.
Badass. Cool. Okay. So we had Flit. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Lurch, do you want to send a centipede with Mulch?
Yes, I hear both charging behind him.
You kind of shortchanged on your turn because you coup de grace a guy and it was still yours. So if you want to send in backup, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, follow him.
Cool. Lurch, Mulch. Fuck. God, that's you bastard.
What's the problem?
It's just kind of a tongue twister. Mulch and Lurch. Mulch.
He was in speech as a kid. Like, give him some slack.
But that was for a lisp on my S's. Okay. You charge down the hall. And you pull these goblins over, and they. Oh! They see you coming. I'm sorry. They say, "Come on!" 2 of them just get crushed. One of them manages to. He doesn't sidestep. He runs into a chamber on the right. Because you run down the main passage and then it forks into right and left. So left and center get crushed. Right has ran away.
Sure. I start walking back to the team and I pull the crossbow out of my chest and I ask Flit to heal me.
Regroup.
Of course.
So
Here.
long.
Oh, you got hit twice, Mulch.
Say it again.
Oh, you got hit twice.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's pretty painful.
Hey, but you're the Mud Man. You can take anything.
You're looking strong there, Slick.
I feel like lightheaded.
All right, let's press on.
Deeper into the cave we go.
Yep, till we find an ogre to combat in physical combat.
Which way are you going at the fork, right or left?
I'm gonna assume that the little goblin was gonna run to the ogre for protection.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
So
go
right.
to the right.
Okay.
I'm gonna carry my board with me in front of me, immunizing me to crossbow bolts.
I was
Completely
gonna
and
say,
totally.
you walk.
The goblins have night vision. What is this bullshit, man?
They do.
Okay, it's not bullshit.
They're cave dwelling creatures.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And
Where'd they get all these crossbows? 5 crossbows so far.
Salvage from a battlefield.
Fine, it's fine. I carry my door out in front of me.
2 or 3 crossbow bolts thunk into it as you enter what appears to be a makeshift cave kitchen. There's not really good ventilation, but you see like, I guess heating elements.
Sure.
They have like a little magic stove that doesn't produce as much smoke as a firewood, so they don't all suffocate. Like vegetables boiling. There's 2 goblins like hiding behind a really big pot. And that's where the crossbow bolts came from that landed in the door.
Is the
Say,
pot
hey!
full?
Yeah.
I kick the pot over onto the goblin
Hey! Hey! Hey!
and douse them in boiling stew.
One of them dies horribly, and the other jumps nimbly out of the way.
So
throw-
scram.
Get 'em, team.
Okay. It would be Flit.
Okay. So, they don't like acid.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Let's try this. An orb of acid, and I blast forth a giant ball of acid that just kind of
Oh my
splats
God.
onto the goblins.
That's horrible. Yeah, there's only one left, and he he just watched his buddy get like doused in this boiling pot of vegetables and cooked half to death. And he makes this very nimble escape, and he lines up what was gonna be a really fucking awesome dagger throw. But just as he does that, the acid ball from like, left field comes and just melts the side of his face, and he doesn't even scream or anything. He just kind of collapses.
All the goblins are gonna be like melted and burned.
You guys
They
have
don't like
done a number
acid.
on him.
Sorry, did they dispatch both remaining goblins?
Yeah.
Molt is gonna take a minute and enjoy some food, some spoils.
Okay, it's like looted turnips and like corn.
Pick up the stew
Yeah,
you
you pick it up
used to
off like
kill
the floor.
somebody.
You pick it up off the cave floor. You can also pocket the magic stove. That's kind of a cool thing. It's like
Yeah,
D&D
that's-
camp stove.
I pick it up.
Cube.
Hey, tell me something slick. You ever fired a crossbow before?
No.
I think maybe I ought to carry that bad boy.
Sure thing, madman. I give you the crossbow and the 2 bolts we have left.
Well, we salvaged the bolt from the dead goblin.
Yeah, you have effectively
We're not-
unlimited bolts from the number of salvaging that could have hypothetically occurred.
Okay. I have it like loaded up, but it's put
Oh,
away.
Yeah. You're ready.
Um.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoy some turnips. Eat them like apples.
Yum yum yum.
The Mudman has wide, flat teeth.
Lots of root
Uh.
vegetables.
If you happen to die again, in place of gaining a hit point via eating, you get a 3rd death save to
Sure.
save you from the abyss.
Sure.
That applies to everyone who chooses to imbibe in the goblin stew. So I take it that's
Tasty
everybody.
treats.
Yep.
Just in case, I'm gonna purify food and drink, which is something I do before eating
yeah.
anything.
Naturally.
No. Just regular old soup time.
Yeah, off the floor.
Past the kitchen is a very large hall. Not a very large hall, but large compared to the other rooms you've seen. And it's like maybe a table with like a dozen chairs, like a little fire. And you see, as you would enter the room, you see like this this big stone door kind of slide into place.
Where? In front of us?
Yeah, kind of across the dining hall.
Can I throw my slab of door in the way of the closing door?
We can try. That's gonna be a real good roll for that. Talking
Well, it's a
19 or
strength
higher.
check, and the Mudman's
It's a
very strong.
throw.
What?
All right. No, I mean this feast that would let you do that.
Throwing an oaken
Either
door
way,
is
even if you
a-
roll advantage, to javelin throw half of a barricaded door into another stone door from like 30 feet away that's being closed is still not high enough. And it kind of, you throw it real hard, it cracks and shatters on the floor, on the stone. It wasn't quite enough.
This is too fancy. There's too much going on here. I do not trust it. We were fighting with they were barricading, and now they've got sliding automatic stone doors. Who are these people?
You sense any magic, Flit?
I'm throwing out all my sensors. I do not trust the vibes.
No magic.
What if he just was closing the door from the other side?
I'm pretty sure Lurch is onto something here. I think there's just an ogre on the other side of this stone door.
There is a. Do you guys want to get closer to it, or are you still 30 feet away?
No, we're closer to
Cool.
it.
There's a hole in the stone, like
I steer
literally like
clear
a
of it.
peephole.
I steer clear of it.
And
Yeah.
it's not even big enough for an arrow to go through. You hear a voice from inside. It says,
You'd better have that ransom.
Tell me something, Og. A fine ogre such as yourself, what do you want with gold?
I was promised a seat on the throne room. Spit wrong.
Sorry, what was that?
He is
I was
promised.
promised a seat
See?
on King Herod's council, or rather Lord Herod's council.
You mean to give it to you?
Well, I
Who,
don't know.
who promised you that?
A mysterious man. He knew I was lonely, and he met me by my distillery in the woods. And he said to me, "Oh, I need you to help, and in exchange, I'll make the rest of your life easy." He made me very insecure, and so I agreed to his wager because, well, it sounded better than living in a cave. I've got the boy in here, don't I? He really ought to let me go. My father can certainly pay the ransom on me. You don't know the half of it. Father schmother. Anyways, you know I'm not full of shit, and I don't think you can break through this door. So you got the ransom or not?
Who do you think? Do you think they would follow up on their offer? I'm just kind of confused because, as far as I know, the fella whose kid you kidnapped, I mean, a lot of people think that they could overtake him, and if it's not these people, it's gonna be somebody else. But you know, I don't know why they would guarantee you a spot in the throne room just because you helped with one of their little plots. I mean,
A little bot? This is the last heir to the fiefdom.
Yuri, this mysterious man, handsome fellow, maybe 40 years old.
He was quite large and cloaked. Definitely a fellow with the sound of his voice. Rather smooth, but otherwise, I'm not sure.
Did he carry a weapon?
He was cloaked.
This could either be the Lord's brother, or Liefeld.
Lionel. Lester. Leovold.
The
Leonard.
nice name. Started with Lee.
Leander.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Juliander, but just
L1.
well, Yuri, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm afraid you've been played for a fool.
What do you mean?
The same man who hired you to kidnap this boy hired us to come and reclaim him. We're all cogs in the political machinations of the 1%.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? They're playing games.
No, they
Yuri.
made a deal with me. They've trusted me. I could screw them over and kill the boy right now. You won't! I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you!
Or they've been trying to get rid of you.
What?
This is how they're gonna do it. If it's the king and his servant conspiring for you to steal his son, that would be the last straw they needed. You live in a cave. You're a half giant, an ogre. The people don't know the difference. And that's something that makes the town people feel unsafe. Is that fair? No. But this is just all part of their little game to get rid of you and assure the stability. It's.
They could just send a few men into this cave with swords. They sent the whole town, they could have gotten rid of me a long time ago.
That's the thing, Yuri, is the man who hired you had no intention of having the boy returned. You were hired to help kidnap this boy, demand an outrageous ransom that couldn't possibly be paid. You kill the boy.
Yeah, we were hired.
King dies. So and so comes into power.
They want us to kill you. You end up killing the boy, and then all of their problems are dealt with. It's sick.
And what if you were right? What then? What would we do about it, eh? I'm
The
sitting
only
here in
way
this cave with the most valuable set of with the most valuable with the most valuable set of balls in the whole fiefdom, and I'm sitting here with him hanging in my chamber right now, and you expect what would we even do about it? It's done, isn't it?
Yuri, the only man who cares about the pair of balls you got in there is an 85-year-old puppet. I'm willing to give you what's our per diem?
$200 a day.
I'm willing to give you 1,200 gold. Right now, we take the boy, we leave, you get your gold.
And then we go deal with that awful man who's been puppeting the king and trying to get you and the boy killed.
And none of us get played for fools.
1,200?
1,200, right here, right now.
Fine.
Good
Promise.
man.
Here, and I slip some gold under the door or whatever through the peephole.
All right. I would like to keep the boy strapped to me, if that's okay.
To take him back to
You
the
want to
palace?
come with us back to the castle?
Yes.
Because I'm afraid they might just try to kill you on sight.
Yeah, we don't want. Here, we'll give you the money. We'll do a quick little switcheroo. Yeah.
This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me. You don't understand. I was captured early by the Empire and used to fight a war I didn't understand. And when it was all over and the quiet of the battle settled, I needed a place to rest, to find quiet. And the Western Goblin tribe, well, they rallied around me, and they gave me my peace and my quiet. And I used it to heal, but that was decades ago. And now I'm bored. And I've gone and gotten in over my head and played for a fool. But at the same time, I want to say something about that. I'd like to return the boy myself and ask for a pardon on behalf of the Lord.
Hey, fair enough, Yuri.
And
Every subject deserves the ear of his political leaders every once in a while.
And you're a big, strong fella. I'm sure if you were like as bored as you say, like there there are people farming in this city who could use your help. Any number of errands a big old guy like you could help with. You could be a really valued member of this community if you just participated.
I really appreciate that, miss. Yeah.
You kind of hear some chains rattling. He's like, oh, what? Wow, I can't believe that actually worked. Are you fucking kidding me? You managed to steal me away from my father's home, and then you just let them talk you out of it? What the fuck?
Silence. Silence.
No, it's fine.
You just don't understand, kid. Here, you've been real good. I appreciate you.
He like wraps the chains around you. The door slowly grates out of the way. And you see Yuk, Og, Yuri, the big ogre,
Oh
standing
wow.
in the room.
Sir, if you don't mind me saying, you're even bigger than I thought you were. Can I sketch you some? You've got a really quite an impressive physique. I don't know what you're doing holed up in this cave when you could be, gosh, you could be really contributing to the community with a physique like that. I mean, strength like that? Come on now. You're being too hard on yourself.
I reach out to shake his hand.
Shake his big, slimy ogre hand.
Right on.
The king would be really appreciative to hear about this awful fella who set you up to this. I bet that information
so?
you've got valuable information.
I got out of this cave and I suddenly get to thinking, what if you're playing me for a fool right now?
Sir,
Hey, Yuri, we don't get paid enough to play anybody for fools.
we don't get paid at all.
Well, where did you get the 1,200 coin?
Oh, I mean, they make sure we eat, but we don't get enough to send home to families. We don't even get enough to start families.
Yuri, that 1,200 is coming straight out of my own personal winnings from the great swamp mud pits.
Wow. You would do that for me?
I would do that for you, and I'd do that for this little son of a bitch.
Hey, thanks, sir. Really appreciate that.
This is a messed up
Just him being a little
situation.
15-year-old kid.
Ugh.
Human guy and, chained to this big ogre. He looks well kempt. He's still in his princely clothes. They're a little tattered, a little dirty. He looks tired.
You hungry, buddy?
Yeah. All I've got is lime.
I give him an apple.
Oh God, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh God, my blood sugar was so low. Oh.
You're in kind of a unique position here, Mr. Ogre fella.
What do you mean?
You have information about a plot of insurrection against the ruling leader of the area.
Yes.
Do you think the barkeeper, do you think the farmer knows anything about insurrection? You're tangled up with some big players. And I bet the king, you just say, hey, this was a messed up situation and I got played and I'm sorry. Here's your kid. I kept him well. He would probably be pretty happy to learn that there was this plot against him. This is the best possible outcome for everyone involved.
Therefore, my torturous coil will be cut short. Perhaps for better, perhaps for worse. Not for Og to say.
I think we should look on the bright side. Everyone involved, they're reasonable people. This can be dealt with in a nice diplomatic manner. And yeah, I think you should get something for a little, for your trouble. And
Thank you,
this has been a mess.
I trust you. Thank you.
All right.
I thought maybe there would be a fight. I had wet towels in case you tried to smoke me out with that little hole.
Oh. Look, you don't need to be fighting. There's so many more productive things you could be doing What do you like to do in your free time? Do you have any hobbies? Do you have anything you do for fun?
What?
What do you like to do?
What do you mean?
Do you go out, you hunt? Are you really good at hunting? Do you
am good
farm?
enough.
Like what's your deal? What do you do?
I usually hunt the deer that the men are skilled enough to shoot, but not skilled enough to hunt down.
Okay. So
I also
right
eat a
there
lot
you've
of
got
fish.
tracking experience. That's really useful for a hunting tribe. And then beyond that, you've got the brawn that I've already covered. So you got
It
tracking
helped me
experience.
secure legitimacy with the Western Goblin tribe, a third of which you just annihilated, which leaves me in trouble with my current home, and is thus a compelling motivation to seek pardon, and then probably leave the fief. I'd never considered myself a wandering ogre, but it seems apt.
Well, if you go to another city, you'd probably make out pretty well there. I'm just saying, don't discount your
I
talents.
don't like the city.
Okay, whatever you prefer.
Who does, big man? Who does?
Exactly. Liberals.
Let's go.
You guys, go back to the city. Takes about 2 or 3 hours by carriage, so
That's a long rest.
we'll call it
Short rest.
noon. Short rest. You can have your
You
hit point
get out of
rehealed
Oh,
because of short
okay.
rest.
I'm coming after Leonard. That guy's a motherfucker, and I knew it from the start.
So you guys roll back up to the manor. You've got Og, Prince Casper, and the three of you.
On the way to the castle, I'd like to cast a buff on myself for wisdom, and then I want to try interrogating Og so that I can draw a good sketch of the person who tried to get him to do it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna keep questioning him the whole way to make sure that the details are accurate. He should get a pretty good look at him. We get height. We get.
Yeah, he said he was very big, so it's a very large man, or perhaps a small orc of some sort.
What sort of accent did he speak with? Did his robes look nice or did they look cheap?
Robes are very nice.
All right, useful. See, for the whole carriage ride, I'm just milking every drop of information out of our lovely big friend.
It seemed like there was a sort of darkness spell, or like a sort of magical effect that the person was using to conceal the finer points of their face or the sound of their voice necessarily. And so there's definitely a bit of dark magic going on as far as the ogre's perceptions are concerned.
Good for
Again,
the king to know,
magical
too.
sense vibes. That's pretty much it. Didn't speak very much. Answered questions very elegantly. Was clearly a well-to-do fellow.
Well, Limper was a paladin, so he cast magic for sure.
Dark magic, perhaps, if you're an ex-paladin.
Yeah,
And he
Good
was
point.
beefy.
beefy guy. Was he that beefy?
Pretty fucking beefy.
How did he compare to Mulch?
You said you were a thick slab of a man?
Yeah, Mulch is like 260 and 6'2".
Jesus. We'll call this guy 270 and 6'5".
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's like the mountain.
So
I like the
significantly
mountain.
skinnier than Mulch.
Yeah.
And he's older, so he's got that like fucking old man strength.
Yeah, he's
Mulch,
got old
Mulch
man
isn't
bod.
necessarily Mulch. Sorry, I don't know who you're saying was older, but Mulch is not a young man anymore. Mulch was king of the pits almost a decade ago.
Okay.
He's had a full career as a full career since
I
then.
pegged you as like solidly mid-30s.
So,
Yeah, this
so
guy's
younger,
mid-40s.
younger than the knight, but certainly also significantly younger, probably than the king's brother, if that's involved.
Yeah, significantly young. The king's brother was older, probably passed
Yeah.
away.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
See what happens.
okay.
You know, we had a couple of courtly knights come try their hand at the pits back in the day.
What gets me, what confuses me, is that this guy who hired you to take the boy, he didn't say kill the boy. He said a wagon full of gold, which, according to the king, they're not doing so hot in terms of finances. So, like, the motive here is probably not like screwing with the lineage unless they actually think that the boy gets killed. But it's probably just like draining the coffers of the king because the target was money, it seems like. Because
Good point.
Mr. You were gonna give the kid back if you got the barrel full of gold, right? Or the wagon, like that was your intention all along, right? If you followed through with the old plan.
Yes, I was never supposed to kill the child.
Then it was about the money. It wasn't. They weren't. Because
Well,
why
I
would?
was supposed to bring the child to the person who hired me, not
Did
kill
you?
them. Well, no. Got the child here, don't we? You
Yeah,
had 3
but-
days. Did it in 1.
Yeah, but you were supposed to bring the kid to this person in like day 2, day 3. Like, what was? Did you have any orders on that?
Take the ransom. And
But not
boy.
give the kid back?
No.
Ooh.
Heard that.
So you were never supposed to give the kid back.
The goblins were there to stall you. I apologize if those riddles were irritating. The point was to waste your time.
Sorry we melted all of them.
I'm
Tell
not.
that to them in hell. I'm sure we'll see all
Heard
of you
that.
there.
This is the way of
It-
things, unfortunately, these terrible misunderstandings. I think
I
Yeah.
suspect Jester
What do you
Jester and the handsome knight Leopold
Leander.
so. You were supposed to bring the kid to them. Did they say what would happen next? Do you have any other information?
Keep half the ransom.
They were gonna take the other half from you?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. And the boy, they take the boy?
Yes.
Yep. Alright. Classic case of political espionage. Kill the boy. Drain the coffers. Take control. Seems
you
simple
know-
to me. No rival fiefdoms nearby. I wager it's the knight and his goblin friend. I could have told you that from day one. Can't trust a knight. Never could. Never will.
I mean, if he's whispering into the ear of a fellow with Alzheimer's, a lot of messed up stuff could happen.
A lot of messed up stuff has happened, Flit. His son was kidnapped.
Um,
I mean, no harm can come of at least roughing up these two gentlemen.
you know what I think? I think I should scout ahead. See what's going on. I can be pretty sneaky, and I worry about all of us barging in, and then that nefarious fella.
But I can hear your heartbeat from 10 feet away. What do you mean you can be sneaky?
That's only after sugar.
Yeah, I haven't had any sugar today. I've been good. Please don't give me any more sugar, unless I ask. But not right now.
Just try to keep the incessant hum of your wings to a minimum. Walk around on those spindly legs of yours, clicking and clacking around.
I don't actually know if they can support my weight.
They kind of have to.
I don't use them very much. It kind of hurts. They're out of practice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think you scouting ahead's a fine idea.
I mean, if anyone else wants to, those centipedes could too. I just think someone should go ahead because I don't like.
So how do you want to do it?
Well, Mulch is taking a nice 2-hour nap.
Of course.
Yeah, someone should scout ahead. It doesn't have to be me. Those centipedes are pretty good too. I could help though. Maybe I can make them quieter.
Yeah. Zoe could go ahead and then report back. The psycho connection only lasts so far, though, so they have to run ahead and then come back.
Okay. Well, no time like the present.
How into the manor do you want the centipedes to go?
I don't know. What are we looking for?
I don't know, Father. You tell me. They said to scout.
Flit, it's your plan.
I was thinking, you know, if we suspect the knight and the jester, then maybe they're doing some suspect stuff when we're not around. We never looked at that journal, and I think maybe we should look in and make sure there isn't some sneaky business going on before we rush in there with everybody.
I don't think they could get inside.
I agree. Too dangerous.
Well, you just want to barrel in then? With the people who are supposed to be the conspirators of this whole plot sitting there with the Alzheimer's king?
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking that we get back, say we have the kid, don't necessarily, well, come back, and if Og,
If it comes to blows,
what's his name? What's the ogre's name?
he's gone by 3 names so far.
Yeah.
Called himself Og. He's been
okay.
referred to as Uck and Yuki.
Okay. If Og identifies Leander as the one who hired him, then we kill him. Simple as that.
You
It's
do
close.
have my assistance in any matters which may come close.
If he's not, then there's no problem.
Thank you, sir. Would you be able to tell just from like his height and general vibe? You didn't get his face or his voice, but like
What do
you
you
could say maybe, right?
I cannot accurately gauge the statures of men, for I've lived in a cave for decades and fought mostly giants. I fought alongside men, but I was treated like a horse, blinders on all sides of me. So I could probably identify a similar-shaped man. Whether or not that's enough to condemn someone, I don't want to rest upon my heart.
Well, maybe we just bring the kid back, see how people respond.
I think they'll be happy to see me. I'm chained to this ogre, so they might be kind of confused about that, but I'd really like to just get this over with. I don't really think anything bad's going on. I think that maybe some goblins just wanted to get some money out of my paw. I mean, we're the wealthiest people in the fiefdom. I don't know, guys.
How do you feel about this Leander character? You know him a long time?
I love Sir Leander. He's trained me to use the blade for 10 years.
Yeah.
He's been in my life for as long as I can remember.
And you don't know anything about any other folks in the area who fit the description of tall, dark magic, thick? I mean, they're royals, you know, you would know.
You know,
right?
usually there's like a wizard or something, right? You'd think, but I mean, not really. Not since the war. I mean, that kind of cleared all that sort of stuff out. It's pretty regular. The ogre was kind of the only thing. Times are changing. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
maybe there is a wizard. I don't know. Maybe someone needs a lot of silver. Or copper. You know, we do both. We have got really good veins here, but at the same time, I mean, there's a lot of that in the world. I don't know why they'd need ours.
you really do trust this knight of yours?
I mean, he's like a father to me. He's taught me how to fight. Of course I trust him. I don't really have a choice.
Well,
What was our task? Was it to get the boy back or to find out who did
It
it?
was just to get the boy back.
So if we bring him back and maybe it is him and he does something else in 2 weeks. Not our problem. No offense, kid.
He doesn't respond to that. Any outgoingness was snuffed by the fact that he's kind of being treated transactionally.
Like it. You see, this sort of playing with people's lives, this is what just makes me sick about this whole internship. But it's a learning experience, and I can make the best out of it. Okay.
I'm gonna cut that. That's too real.
All right. So let's go in there, I guess. Enough preamble.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it. What's the
Yes.
worst that could happen?
Open the grand hall, and you see Leander alone in the throne. There's like sort of a party going on, but it's kind of melancholy. It's weird. There's like workers, like miners, like sitting at the table with their pickaxes on it, drinking and talking. But a hush sort of falls about the room, and everyone looks at you guys when you walk in.
Leander,
Yes.
what happened?
What do you mean?
There are a lot of people here. What's going on?
Yes, unfortunately, Lord Herod passed. The stress from his son's kidnapping and, well, the uncertainty of the future put the old man out. Put him in the ground
died?
just this afternoon.
I look at his hands. I look at Leander's hands.
It's very clean. So
Do they have rings on them?
No. He's got gauntlets on. He's a knight. No rings. I don't know what to tell you. It was a horrible accident. You can go pay your respects outside.
Good thing we brought the prince home. Someone to
Sir.
take over.
Well, unfortunately, the prince is a minor. Therefore, unfit to rule until he comes of age.
Oh.
The throne would go to the king's next of kin. Because the next of kin isn't ready, Chester and I handle the affairs of the state. We'll oversee a transition when little Casper comes of age. Casper says, wait. I'm sorry to tell you. No, it can't. No, it's very unfortunate. It was a freak accident.
I'm not detecting motive. I'm not
Mhm.
detecting alignment. I'm detecting emotion. How does he feel?
How does who feel?
How does Lysander Leander feel about
Is that a
these
spell?
events?
You
Yeah,
can,
it
like,
is.
detect how people feel? Okay.
I can. I can
That's
detect just raw emotion. When he says these
Interesting.
words, what does he feel?
Triumph.
He did it.
What?
No, this is wrong.
What do you mean? Of course it's wrong. The Lord is dead.
No.
He died in our
This-
arms. The stroke. Horrible.
No. This
The boy
is
King Casper
wrong.
begins to weep.
How many miners are there?
Maybe 1 or 2 dozen. 20 miners milling about.
20
Three of us and Casper
20
and an
adult
ogre.
miners.
Yes. But they're not, they don't have, like, I said there were pickaxes on the table. Maybe there's 1 or 2 pickaxes on the table.
Yeah,
Most
yeah.
of them are, like, actually
Mine
kind
are-
of in their Sunday best.
Miners don't just carry pickaxes.
Yeah, no, I know. I didn't think it through all the way, but,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
kind of in their Sunday best. A few of them came from the mine.
I detect magic. I
Um,
focus it at bad man.
I
Oh,
wanna sort of shuffle
I mean, the
Prince Casper away and have a private conversation with him.
what are you and
Casper.
unfortunately he's chained to Og.
That's fine,
So
he can come.
Og shuffles over. You
Yeah,
just
Og can
kind of go
come.
to the side off in the same room.
Casper, I believe Casper, buddy. I know. Please, I believe what's happened here is that man, tragic though it may be, has conspired against you and killed your father and likely will not see you come of age to take the throne that your father left.
Jesus, man, fuck. You know, he pushes you away. He says, "That's
And
not true. You're a liar. What if
he
it was
can't-
you?
he-
What if
he
it was
can't-
you who said all this
Sir.
stuff?"
My
he
sweet,
can't push me away.
He
Hey.
tries. He pushes himself back,
My
trying to
friend.
push you away.
I'm sorry
He
to
says-
tell you. No.
You know, he freaks out.
I kneel down and I rest a hand on him, and like a cleric, I try to calm him with magic.
Okay. Yeah, he looks at you with these glassy eyes and he says, "It's not true. It can't be true.
I'm
You're-
sorry to
Casper.
tell
It's
you.
obviously you guys. You obviously
Casper,
you
it is
you just
up
just
to you-
instantly joined your team. This is a farce
No.
to convince me
Look at-
so that when I rule the throne, I don't prosecute you."
Casper,
look
you
at
are
me.
you are a independent young man, and we will respect your decision. But we will leave right now. Our job is done. You are returned home
Look at me.
safely. Or if you want us to do it right now, we will help you in defense against these insurrectionists.
Insurrectionists?
Look at me.
What do you mean?
I
Oh God,
have
I'm
to tell
15.
you. I know.
Minors
I
have
know.
never
This
been
is
in the-
terrible. This shouldn't have happened to you. But I am a creature that can detect things that other people can't feel. And
Mhm.
I tried to feel emotions because I didn't trust the way that that man was talking about the
Yeah.
death of your father.
You
It
calmed
is-
my emotions, didn't you? I'm still shaking, but
I wanted to help
angry.
you. I wanted to help you. I just want to talk to you, but you have my word that the second I'm finished talking to you, I will release the spell that I have cast. I just wanted to be able to talk to you. I apologize for
That's
betraying your will.
He's not upset about it.
that's fine. I would have done
Okay.
it too.
He's got to
This
collect
is-
himself. He respects
So-
that.
So here's
Thank you.
Here's what happened. I thought that it wasn't right the way he was talking about the death of your father and you not being of age. I didn't like it. It sounded like he was a little happy about it. I didn't like it. And so I detected the way he felt using magic, as is, it's what I study, it's what I can do. You've probably heard of such a thing, and I'm sorry to tell you, but what he felt was a sense of triumph. I detected it the way that you detect colors and the way that you detect smells.
Who hired you guys to come and rescue me? Who was the contract
I
with?
believe it was your father.
It was, yeah, I
It
think
was my father?
it was, I think.
Well then, if he'd have known he hired you guys, he probably wouldn't have been worried enough about me to die.
Not that worried.
I'm not.
I do know that he.
I
I do
trust-
know that he cared for you.
I don't want you guys to leave. What
Count.
you're
Listen.
saying makes sense, but I trust Leander too much. I couldn't lose both of them on the same day.
Look.
If we could find some sort of proof that maybe he did die the way that it's being said, or maybe what you guys said is true, then well.
I wanna slink off
Okay.
and towards Leander's room.
He's not in his room. He's like
I
kind
know
of in the
he's
hall.
not. I want to be there
See-
secretly.
Okay. You're gonna try to sneak past him.
I'm just gonna casually walk
You
that
would
direction.
say, so how's Casper taking it? Does he want to talk to me?
Oh, about as well as you could expect a boy
No,
who's
yes.
lost his father.
Of course.
I'm gonna go take a walk out back.
Yes, feel free to pay your
These
respects.
aren't my kind of parties.
I understand completely. It's a somber affair. It's with a heavy heart I
Oh.
take this throne, Mulch. I need you to know that.
I sidle up to Lurch.
I understand how this sort of thing looks, but I can promise you it's a horrible burden on all of us.
A man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Exactly.
I
And
sidle up.
I
You slink
pat
off.
I pat his shoulder and I slink off like a
Thank you.
rogue.
Thank you.
Lurch.
Yeah.
I want you to examine the king's body with your centipedes.
Incredible.
Can you do that?
And they can smell it and look at it, I guess.
They can sneak off. They can examine it. They can give you some
Again,
information.
I mean, if it's like a bloody death, then we know something's afoot.
Yeah.
So what are you looking for in his room?
I'm gonna look at his dagger under his bed, and I'm gonna
Okay.
read through his journal.
The journal is literally writing practice.
Got it.
So like, he has a prompt that he copied from a scribe journal, and he'll just keep doing that and then like working on specific letters. Really nothing
Sure.
very useful. Occasionally there's a log of something like, oh, I need to present these 3 items to the king, but none of it's really suspicious or anything but mundane. The dagger is still the same. There's a little blemish spot where you licked it. But yeah, it's still in its sheath under the pillow. Still the gun in the desk.
I'm gonna take the gun.
Okay. You slip it into your waistband.
Yeah. Bolch is a crack shot.
Cool.
From when he participated in the anti-monarchy rebellions in the Great Swamp.
For the Swamp Queen?
Against the Swamp Queen.
Gotcha. Oh, okay.
Bolch
I see.
fucking hates the Swamp Queen.
Nice. So,
well, I'll look in Chester's room as well.
okay. Same as it was before, pretty much. All the same
clean
shit.
dagger.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I have Zoe go check out the body while we keep talking to Lester.
Okay. Chester. Fuck.
Chest-
Fuck. No,
No.
you're talking
Leander.
to Casper. Casper's the 15-year-old. Lester, Jester, Chester. No one's named Lester. You're tricky. And yeah, Leander. So, okay, you send Zoe?
Yeah.
She skitters down over to the body. The telepathic link is weak. How do you want her to look for the, do you want her to, like, burrow underground or just kind of, like, how do you want to approach it?
Yeah, she can burrow. They burrow. We've established that they burrow.
I know, but it's a grave, so...
Are there...
Do you want to burrow into the freshly dug grave of the Lord?
Are there people around?
No. They're all inside.
Yeah, just go through the freshly tilled earth. It'll be easier.
Oh boy. The only thing that's about as strong as freshly tilled earth is blood.
Uh-oh.
So you're instantly aware of this, right?
I've returned to the courtroom by now.
Cool.
Blood, Father. Blood in the grave of the Lord. I smelled it myself.
You're sure?
Yes, Father. I can... It's enticing. May I dig deeper and feast upon that which...
Do not feast, my child. Return to me at once.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
everyone. She smelled blood, so definitely foul play.
All right. I grab Casper and I say, I don't want to tell you this, pal, but we've inspected the body and your father was killed.
Inspected it? What do you mean? You've all been right here. Except for you.
No.
Not all of us.
Lurch has... Yeah.
Right as I say that, Zoe comes back and crawls on my leg and onto my shoulder.
The calm emotions is still active, so he doesn't need to make another save. He says, fuck, man. That's gross.
It is... Hey, pal, it is gross.
And they're really pretty smart.
So... that's not... You could just still be lying to me. I mean...
I don't know. We could
because
dig
here's the
up.
thing.
We could
You
dig
tell
up
me-
your father's body, Casper, if you want me to.
I would like to see it.
All right. I go dig up the Duke's body.
Leander's
and fucking
just,
drag it into the
where are you?
courtroom.
Because you have to walk past him to get to the backyard.
I do the same thing. Take another smoke break.
Well, what are you doing with the ogre and the boy? And you're just going out back? Casper, what's happening?
Smoke break.
I want to pay respects to my father. Okay. May I come with? Can I have a moment alone? There's a very important figure to both of us, and I'd really like to talk to you. Casper kind of looks at you guys, and he's
I
shackled.
think that's a bad idea, Leander.
He's shackled to the not the goblin, to the ogre. Still, he's shackled to Uck.
Oh, that's unnecessary. I think that's a bad idea, Leander.
Why do you think that?
You stay here with your guests. You're the acting duke now. You've got
Yeah, you have a
dukely
lot of
duties.
responsibilities. I'm really sorry, man, but there's not a lot of time for things like this. It's
Oh, so you're telling me that Jared never spent time with Casper?
Hmm?
What?
You've got 20 guests in your hall,
Fair enough.
Leander.
Well, go and pay your respects. I care about the boy. He looks at Casper.
you'll
and
have
Casper
plenty
looks
of
at him.
time to comfort him, but
Of course.
just make sure these people don't do anything crazy in the hall, you know? It's the king's house. We're just
All
taking
in good
care of
time.
it, right?
All in good time. All in good faith, of course.
Yeah, just keep watch over these people, you know? You've invited a bunch of randoms into the house. I know it's part of respecting the king, but you know, you gotta keep an eye on things. Who knows what these guests could get up to?
Sounds good. And goes back to tending them.
Right.
Goes back to the throne.
Yeah.
I'm
I
gonna
dig
milk
up the
that
body.
a little bit.
I dig up the body in record time.
You guys all collectively help, I assume.
Being the mud
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Mudman leading the charge and doing most of the work. You guys are like, "Oh, I want to help him," but as the process evolves, you realize that the Mudman, you're probably just hearing him. And eventually, 8 minutes, the body is like exhumed, more or less. It's not all the way out of the ground, but like you can see the Lord. His face is very pale. There's a huge slash mark from a great sword in his torso.
Oh,
What
The
kind of
bones are,
sword
like,
does
broken.
Leander carry?
A great sword.
I just put my hand on Casper's shoulder.
Casper looks down at the, smote body of his father and he starts to cry again, even through the calm emotions.
Was his father buried with his sword?
Yeah.
I want to pull it out.
Okay. You pull it out. It's a long sword. It's very light.
I flick it around and catch it by the blade and hand it to Casper.
But thank you. His knuckles kind of whiten.
Yep. What do you want us to do, Duke? As I unwind the chains.
He smiles. He says,
I take
think-
the call. No. Do you want the emotion back?
I'm good. He looks at the sword and he sees like his reflection in the blade, even though there's a little bit of dirt on it, blood. He says, "I'm good." Makes him look older, in the reflection.
Yeah.
First, I'd like to bury my father. Father, he looks at him. I'm sorry. I'll do my best to avenge. As the dirt sort of piles in. Says, well, King's quarters and mine are on the upper balcony on the second floor of the manor. Wraps around and overlooks the hall. If that's strategically useful to you, be it. You can reach the second story window by scaling the ivory facade that's on the back wall by the garden. That'll lead you to my bedroom. Or I guess my old bedroom. If you'd like to surprise the knight errant, that's a way to do it. If you'd like to charge in from multiple sides, apprehend him, that is another way.
You know his fighting style.
I do. I was trained in it.
What do you think he would do?
Train me poorly so he could beat me one day.
Well, we can beat him for you.
We can beat him.
I
With
was
you.
hoping. I certainly cannot fight him alone. He's
I'm confident in your ability to combat a handful of unarmed miners, perhaps. Miners with an E, that is.
No. I do not wish to strike the surface. That's not
Just the knight.
They wouldn't
give you
fight
the-
against. No.
We'll give you the finishing blow on Leander, though.
Thank you.
Of course.
All right.
Is Og waiting in the carriage or is he inside?
Og's with us.
You just unchained
He's been with
Yeah,
us.
Casper
Og-
from
okay.
Og's
Og.
just been chilling.
He like helped fill in the grave. He's
Um,
just an ogre who doesn't really understand like
All right.
90% of what's happening.
I think that as the basis of your oligarchical rule should best be
Hereditary.
done honorably, we should say. I don't think it's wise for us to covertly assassinate the Knight Leander. So I figure we'll go inside, share the evidence we've discovered. Any of the serfs who wish to leave may leave, and any who don't, we can assume we're in on the conspiracy against you and your father. And
Okay.
we will smote them.
That sounds good. Perhaps we shouldn't bury him then. That way the people can see how the knight errant slaughtered the benevolent lord.
Fair enough.
We'll bury him right
You
after.
might want to look
all of this
away,
mess.
Casper. And I
Oh,
hoist the king's corpse out of his grave and toss him over my shoulder.
I meant leave it in there. Jesus Christ. just don't take him out of the ground. Or put dirt back on it. Put
Yeah.
him back.
Right.
Fuck.
Yes. Sorry, a misunderstanding. We're a little
Lead him back into the
enthusiastic.
hole.
We're a little enthusiastic about helping you with this, but
All
I
right.
apologize for any. Yeah.
No,
Fair
it's-
enough. In
it's
we
fine.
go. Rest easy, King.
Okay. Kicks open the door. He says, "You! No, not you. People, serfs, miners." He'll look. They see that he's unchained and he has his sword.
I boost diplomacy on
Nice.
the child.
His voice gets like a fourth lower, and he says, "What is this man offering you? What did this knight do when he killed my father?" I don't know the. So, huh? He raised our pay. He's giving us 30% more every day, and he said we can have a 4-day work week now instead of 6. He just. You can keep all of that. How did they handle the funeral? Well, it was all hush like. I don't mean to be rude, Casper, but Sir Casper, Lord Casper, but when your mother died, there was a wake. They brought in an embalmer from Kataria. They pulled out all the stoppers, but your dad didn't die like that. It was quiet. First I heard of it. Yeah. Leander stands up and he says, "What do you mean? You've desecrated the body of the king?" And he looks at you guys.
I'm covered in dirt. Head to toe.
Magic was cast to confirm suspicions. Once suspicions were reasonably confirmed, the body was exhumed for examination. Isn't that right, Lord? And
Leander here killed the king himself.
There's murmuring from the crowd.
Anyone here who would like to go inspect the body may do so and then may leave. Anyone who remains is assumed in conspiracy against the Duke and his now deceased father and will be treated as such.
A few of the peasants walk out of the hall. Oh yeah, no, that ain't no stroke. And a few more of them come out, and kind of this growing fervor, and then it's just you guys and Leander in the hall. Says, "Well, looks like you found me out.
Yeah.
I can leave."
No, we're gonna kill you now.
Are you? He sort of smiles. It doesn't have to be that way. Well, I sized you up when you got here. I did it while you were away because I knew I could deal with the consequences. Granted, gestures to Uck. This was unexpected. And Uck says, they told me that it was probably you, and then I recognized you. I didn't think that I could identify people, but you're pretty big. You lied to me. I did. I did. And I'm sorry. I can just leave. It's not a big deal. I apologize. You get what you want. No harm comes.
Personally,
I tried-
I think
Leander, you
Mm.
killed a Alzheimer's-ridden elderly man.
Sure. In order to improve conditions for his workers. You
Right,
disagreed with
I tried to-
oligarchy?
blow dart him. My
Oh,
venomous blow darts.
shit. Now that's an interesting.
I'm just
Wow.
pretending to yawn.
I'm gonna throw the largest nearby chair at him at the same time.
So the blow dart like tinks off the armor and he looks down at it. He looks at you.
That wasn't me.
And then he looks at Casper. And he puts his hand up and he uses a quicken spell to blind the boy. And it succeeds. Eyes! And the sword clatters to the ground and he staggers back and falls over a table. But that does leave him open to attack.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw a chair at him.
You grab the chair and you hurl it. It's a pretty good attack. He slaps the chair, and it kind of
help!
breaks into a lot of pieces as he slaps it out of the air.
Gets a turn.
Do I interpret that as a feat of supernatural strength?
No,
Because
no,
it certainly seems that way.
he's
To
just
shatter it.
He's strong. He's just as strong as you, but he has metal on his arm, so he can just.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just very strong.
We were interpreting different forms of chairs. I understand now.
Yeah. Weak, wooden, kind of medievally chair, not super well put together. It's
Got
not
it.
like a big, elaborate throne room.
Yeah. Heard that.
Cool. All right, Flit. He's open.
He's open.
He's had to deflect the chair from striking him over the back, or like over the side. And he's trying to lower his helmet with his other hand.
I am going to conjure a hail of rocks and just bludgeon the shit out of all of his armor and his big old crushy, thuddy business.
Hail of rocks. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. That's pretty effective.
I want you to know I am doing that as my second level spell.
Cool. That's fine. You instead of coming from above, you tap into the earth and you magically, it's like cobblestone foundation. And so the stones come up from below, and as he's going to lower his helmet, one like strikes him in the chin. And the helmet rolls off the back. Rolls off his back, and it's just his face exposed. He takes a hit point of damage. You see it's like kind of like torn one of his nostrils. He's like bleeding. And he sort of staggers back from that, and he's kind of dazed, and he draws his horrible greatsword, and uses his action to heal the wound on his face, and step back from you guys to actually start fighting.
Og's turn.
Yes,
Turn.
yes, I am Og. Og looks at him. I mean, so here's the difficult part about Og's position, and I'll give you guys some sort of NPC dictation because he's a very gullible ogre, and you can just sort of shout things at him, and he trusts you.
Yeah.
And so Og seems hesitant because the problem that Og is confronted with is the fact that he has a loincloth, and he's like standing up against a man who's like 70% of his height and mass, who's wearing all metal and pointing a greatsword at him.
Yeah.
And Og's like, he's like sizing him up, but he doesn't. He'll just
Heard-
like die.
Is
Heard
there a
that.
statue of armor? Is there
Og.
like anything you can loot?
There are 2 swords like above the throne, like kind of
Can
that
I,
form a
uh,
seal
can
that
I-
hangs
can
on the
I-
mantle.
Gesture towards a table. Og, throw a table at him.
Oh, okay. That's a really good idea.
Og picks a table up off the ground and throws it.
Nice.
Hell yeah, Og.
And very deftly, in what I would consider a feat of supernatural strength, is like a flash of light when the table goes to collide with the target, and you see it like you just hear this like horrible word that makes you very uncomfortable, and then the table has been broken in half when the flash of light fades.
Would I recognize anything about that word?
Yeah, it's as a cleric, you would recognize it as a very dark clerical spell.
Ooh.
Heard that. Great throw, Og.
Thank you. It really was. It was a
Do it
shame.
again. Do it again
not?
in 6 seconds.
I'll try.
And it's the knight's turn.
You could still walk away. It's
The
fine.
knight's turn. Shit, I thought it was fucking.
You could still walk away. The table's not going to do anything. What are you going to do? Charge me one by one? Wear me down and hope I don't run out of healing? What's your plan? Go in over your head, just let me go. Be better for all of us.
Our plan is to attack.
So be it. He maintains a defensive position in order to retaliate to multiple attacks when he is assailed, leaving the ball in your court.
Can we heal Casper?
One of you probably can.
I think Flit's the only one of us who has magic.
I don't know if she's strong enough magic to lift the blindness curse.
It's we'll work on the curse in a second, but I grease under the knight. Just like he can't walk without like horrible slippery grease.
Sick.
Interesting. You're greasing his area?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks down and he steps up on one of the tables to avoid the grease. Get a higher up vantage point.
Nice.
Is this all you've got? That's all you're going to do? Spray your grease on the ground and call it a day?
Can I
That's
go before
fine.
Lurch?
If Lurch says it's okay.
Yeah.
Grease is flammable.
I'm gonna kick the leg out from under the table that he's standing on
You'll need to walk
With
through the grease.
with a mighty kick. No, I'm gonna slide through the grease.
Perfect. No save. No save, just attack. That's hilarious. Yeah, you slide through the grease, kick out the leg perfectly. The knight slips. He manages to slide down the table. Fuck. Let me think about how this. Okay, so you're.
I feel
sliding-
that I end up underneath the partially collapsed table.
Yes. You're also being crushed by the weight of the knight, who is on top of the table that you are
Trivial.
underneath.
Nothing.
Yes. I will give you a strength check in order to resist crushing damage from the table, which, holy shit, we've had
What
a lot
is
of
this? What is this table? What, the chairs are made of fucking balsa wood, but the tables are fucking.
The tables that
Metal solid.
the money into. Yeah, that's just
Sorry,
like,
say all that again.
Big
Jack
slab
ripped
of
out my
wood.
headphones.
no, I mean, yeah, table's a big slab of wood. It's so easy to just process a big super firm. It's like, it's really heavy, and there's a man who is very heavy, what, 270 pounds in a metal suit, which weighs like an additional 100? You know, you're fine. You hold him up. You actually roll a 20, so you're like,
I want to throw him off.
yeah, you.
I just want him to be completely off kilter for Lurch's attack.
Yes, you do that. You manage to toss him up off the table, and he lands back on the ground, and he sort of slides in the grease, but he doesn't slip.
Jesus, man.
And he turns towards the hummingbird, but that he doesn't attack.
He can't. His defensive position was ruined. His good roll is squandered. Lurch.
Spit in his fucking face.
Yeah, I want to have Zoe. What are the walls and ceilings of this room like?
Well, we don't want to destroy it. It's his
Stone
house.
and wood, and it's just like a, mid-tier feudal manor.
Like the dimensions specifically.
Gotcha. Probably in a 30 by 30 room.
Okay, and where is he in relation to the walls?
Around the center of the room, I would say. Like if there's 4 tables, from the left side of the room to the right side of the room, 1, 2, 3, 4, he's by table number 3, which is the one that has been like kind of the center of all the fighting. And so now he's between tables number 2 and 3, close to the middle.
Yeah. I want to have Zoe crawl up the walls and onto the ceiling so that she's as above him as she can be.
Okay. Zoe does that, and she sees Jester Chester with a knife on the second kind of floor area. You know, that little landing that the prince told you that you could climb up? He's like
Yeah.
waiting to jump down on one of you guys, and she sees it.
Could she acid spit him?
Yeah, she can sneak attack.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Do you want to...
Does he
You
get
can-
both his centipedes in one turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so one acid attacks him, one acid attacks me.
Mirabelle doesn't have acid, just the tentacle.
Oh, well then, I don't know. Do what you will, but that makes sense.
Gotcha. You acid attack him? Like, he turns and he sees the centipede, and then he gets acid attacked, and he loses a hit point, and he just scampers off. You hear a window shatter.
Yeah.
Excellent work, dear. And So-
It's- nothing we've got for this guy is up to the task.
Yet.
and
Yeah.
so Mulch and Leander are a little bit tangled up right now, right?
A bit.
We're nearby
mostly
each
not.
other.
Leander's under the table that he just pushed. Or fuck.
Mulch is
Mulch
under
is
the table.
table that he just pushed Leander off of.
Yeah.
Leander is like kind of center room.
I just try to blow dart him. I want Mirabella getting her tentacle cut off or something.
Yeah.
gonna
Right
be
in
at
the
least,
fucking face.
It's gonna be at least a 15 to hit his face.
All right.
Sticks into the wood.
Biffed it.
All right.
And I cut here because I accidentally skipped Flit, so we're gonna go to her turn, not Lurch or Mulch or whoever. It's Flit's turn.
Sorry.
Vulnerable position of
Hex
night.
him. Curse him. I don't
What,
know what your magic is.
What do we have that's good? I think that I am going to use my little wizard abilities. This class is coming in handy, and throw a 3-foot diameter horizontal disc directly at the knight's knees.
That's pretty cool.
Just a little magical trip disc. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's a level 1 wizard spell.
It is
Or zero?
indeed. It's level
Okay.
1.
Cool. I'm just checking. Okay. So that's like a trip attack.
It actually counts as evocation.
Doesn't matter. It knocks him flat on his fucking ass.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He goes down to that.
I want to
he's-
grapple him.
You go to grapple him.
Yeah. Grappling is Mulch's specialty, being a mud wrestler and whatnot.
God, that's fucking funny.
Not to mention a great sword would be tremendously ineffective at this range.
Yes.
And
Good.
you're grappling grease, kind of like mud.
Kind of like mud, yeah. Wow, Mulch is really in his territory here.
This is great.
Cool.
So, you are able to surprise him by coming out from under the table, and you feel a wave of magic pass over you. But you are able to resist it.
Through strength.
Well, it's really the sheer willpower of the
Oh,
hold
sure.
person enchantment just like dissipating over you as you go to come down on this guy and get him on the ground. It's a form of strength,
If
absolutely.
you say so. But Mulch
What?
is pretty confident he just overpowered the magic through his muscles.
That's really funny. Yeah, obviously you're convinced of that. You have nothing. You have no solider metric in this world than how your muscles respond to things. So fuck yeah. And you charge through that enchantment and you start to grapple him. And you immediately snap one of his arms. You hear the bone crack
Fuck
in the armor because
yeah.
of how you land on him. That's when you see a bit of genuine worry across his face as the great sword slides onto the ground. And he goes to attack you, but with the broken arm, you're able to grab his hand, and he's got a
Fuck
different dagger in it.
Shoo.
That's really was very close to just hitting you in the innards.
Yeah.
And it is Og's turn.
Mulch does yell.
Okay, what is
Like,
Merch?
right in his face. He just yells.
Okay.
No, he yells mud man.
That's
Reflex.
Og looks confused and impressionable. Bewildered by combat.
Mulch is way too distracted.
Someone take
to
control
think
of
Og
Og.
right now.
Someone who isn't
Anything
grappling.
else look heavy?
The other tables and chairs, there's like a big wooden throne chair. That'd be a good metaphor. That's pretty fucking heavy.
Why don't you take that throne chair and start wailing?
Oh, but I want to pardon. Why would I? But oh,
It's a good chair. Go do it.
Okay.
Thank
Goes
you.
and picks up the chair. But when you say wailing, it's kind of hard because he's like grappling somebody else. And so for his attack, Og is going to roll, and he's going to hit one of you, and whoever's closer on their save gets hit. So Og rolls a 6. So Joe will give you the first dice. And
Is this a strength save? To see who manipulates whom better during the grapple?
kind of like it's more up to Og, so it's like a luck thing.
Got it.
Um,
Yeah, don't roll a 6 or a 7 is what I'm getting.
yeah,
Oh,
sure enough.
16, perfect.
You hear crush Leander's like foot and leg.
Hell yeah.
As he,
Good
as he,
one!
as he sort of screams out again, and he goes to it's Leander's turn now, and he goes to grapple the dagger back into his hand. So this is his strength. Wow, he rolled like shit. And that's your strength, and you do pretty well. So you can like basically he's just kind of pinned. He goes to try to kick you feebly. Because he's a pretty strong guy, but it doesn't work out. He can't he can't quite move because half of his body's broken. He's in grease. He's being grappled by some mud guy.
Yeah.
He's very much
breaking him.
like he still has a lot of life force, but you guys have just really like immobilized him pretty effectively, especially with the throne on like his lower torso now.
Hell yeah.
Should make it Flit's turn.
He has one working arm, one working leg?
Kind of Mulch is working with the other arm, so it's really just the leg.
Okay. I am going to enlarge the chair.
That's fun.
Okay. How much are you enlarging it?
I'm enlarging it first level transmutation worth.
Okay. Well, in that case, it's like 20% bigger and heavier. And just crushes him 20% more effectively.
Fuck yeah.
Like he normally I'd give him a save, for being able to try to kick this thing off of him, but now that you've enlarged it, there's pretty much no hope.
Sick.
He says, "What? Why would you do this? I'm the Lord here. This is illegal." And he's trying to struggle, but he can't quite break out of it.
I legitimately obtained the throne in a trial by combat. Chester was the witness. Bring him in here. He's in the laws.
Gone.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
We're gonna kill this guy, man.
We
He's
spit
my
acid-
right-hand man.
We
Chester
spit
can't be
acid on him.
gone.
He ran away. He ran out a window.
You could see that he remembers hearing that window break and being puzzled by it, and now it's finally getting put back together.
Trial by combat against a dementia-ridden 85-year-old king. Really?
Pathetic.
More pathetic than a 85-year-old dementia-ridden king? Or what needed to be done to establish better material conditions for his workers?
Yeah, and that involves you
are we-
becoming in
Rep-
power.
Replacing one oligarch with another.
I want
You
to walk
said you
over
could.
to our nice boy.
You walk
And
over to Casper. He's blind. He sort of hears you coming, but not really, and he looks the wrong direction.
hello, Casper. I'm going to help
okay.
you. We're avenging your father.
Okay.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
What
Let's
do you
go.
mean? What do you
I'm
mean?
No. I grab my wings around him like a blanket, and I hold the blade with his hands clasped around it. Together, we're holding the blade.
Okay, thank you.
Come on.
Okay. Where are
Let's
we
do
going?
this.
What is it? What's happening?
Shh. Let's do this. I'm gonna help
Okay.
you. And I
Okay.
walk over to Lysander, Leander, Badman. And
Alright. Your turn ends there, because
Yeah.
you cast a spell and did movement and diplomacy.
yep, that's it.
Lurch.
This seems pretty taken care of. Are there any like appendages that could be further grappled down?
I mean,
You could tentacle one of them.
not really. I mean,
Yeah.
Mulch is grappling with the arm, but that's pretty much all that's left.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
You spit
Taken
on him.
care of.
Good.
Yeah.
Alright. You, let's see. Let's roll for breaking that arm. Wow. I think the RNG bot's kind of fucked up, because we've had a lot of 20s and a lot of 1s and a lot of doubles.
Mulch yells out, "I'm the Mud Man," and then snaps his arm clean backwards.
Yep, and you bend the metal a little bit. He doesn't scream. He knows he's been beat, but he's real quiet about it. It's a goodwill save.
I respect that.
So you're going to do it? Going to have that boy who I trained to kill me? Take the throne? I'd have given it to him, you know.
Casper.
Yeah, sure.
Casper.
True. Can't we keep him in prison or something?
Casper. He's
I don't
capable
wanna.
of. I know. He's
It's not
capable
worth
of
it.
this, and he
You
killed your
can't.
father.
Kill him for me. I don't even care. I just want my eyes back. He blinded me. I don't even want it. I can't take revenge. I'm not capable. I can't see. I just heard this whole awful thing
Leander?
happen.
No, I
But
hold.
he blinded me.
I swing down with his hands.
Okay. Are you doing a coup de grace?
Yeah.
Does everyone else consent to this coup de grace?
Yes.
Shrug, do you want to say anything else before it happens?
No.
The knight errant bleeds out on the floor of the hall.
Does the curse get lifted?
No.
Yeah.
Casper drops the sword. It clatters with shaking hands, you know. What happens now?
We get you a healer. Someone stronger than me. I don't know if I can work on those eyes, but I'll try. And you're gonna clean up this mess
I
as
can't even
best you
see.
can.
Who's gonna... What?
Do you
Casper,
trust people? Do you trust the people around you?
I don't know. I don't...
There's gotta be some folks you can work with to build this kingdom up, right?
I was sneaking off into the meadow to meet Susie, the blacksmith's daughter.
Well, that's a start.
Heyo. Mulch like takes a lap to cool off.
Yeah, that was a hot one.
Yeah, it's pretty worked up.
Okay. Well, I mean, Casper's just sort of confused. Like he doesn't really. He's like blind and has unexpectedly received a throne, and everyone in his life who he loves has either died or abandoned him. So, I mean,
The job well done.
Yeah, I think it's time we head out.
wait.
Wait, no. Can we do something for this kid's eyes? I want to inspect his eyes.
So, let me look at the cleric spell list because I'm pretty sure.
Remove blindness, I think, is level 3.
Yep, just like blindness is. So it's not really. It's like literally just stronger magic than you can cast.
Blindness is permanent, like time wise. It's like a level 3 curse that can be lifted, but it doesn't have a duration.
Yeah, like if it's not lifted, it never goes away.
Okay.
Well, we could take it back with us, and I assume they can heal it at our place. It can be back like tomorrow.
You have some gold to like support that, right? It's not for us. It's in case bosses start asking anything.
Yeah. If you lead me upstairs, I can.
All right,
can go
bud.
get
You
the
hired
treasure.
us. We're on you. We're all for you. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. He goes and he gets like 200 gold from the little box in his dad's room. Baby Og leads him, comes back downstairs. Okay. It's-
And
Uh-huh.
don't you think that Og should maybe protect the place as your
Og,
enforcer with some armor and things like that? He's the best muscle we can trust right now, right?
Og, would you mind, well, fuck, it's kind of ironic, isn't it? Because you were promised the throne and a spot on it, but... Og, would you mind looking after the place while I get fixed? You could take the armor from the knight. I'm legitimate in this land and supported by the people in the title, but you should watch the place and... We're gonna need a new knight around here. Og says, the universe has treated Og well. It turns out all's well that ends well. That will do. Og
All
begins
right.
to loot the Leander's armor and sort of size it up and try to put it on. It doesn't really fit, but it's a good attempt. The great
Og
sword,
the
though,
Knight.
that's comfy.
Oh yeah.
You
Sick.
guys return to VSC. The carriage driver is... He was like, going back.
Splash
Okay.
a bucket of water on him.
Yeah.
All right. Quick jump to the office. Quick jump to him getting healed.
Yep, pretty much. You guys go back to the office. Aveli says, oh my goodness, it was so much worse than I expected. Thank you for bringing that air back for processing. Here's some upgrade token. Casper will be healed and returned. Thank you for playing the missing air, or into thin air, or erring on the side of caution. I'm not really sure what I want to call
All good.
In there.
it.
That
So
was
I did.
great.
Oh, thank you. I did have an epilogue where I wanted to like roll year by year to see how Casper the Boy King does, but I think if I ever get to play a VSC character, I will probably just play him because that's kind of fun.
Sick.
That's fun.
Yeah. So
That was
well.
worth 11:47 p.m.
yeah. Sorry about
I agree.
that, guys. Didn't
No,
know.
that in my mind that was
Oh.
comfortably worth a late run. That was wonderful.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad. I
Mulch,
wanted.
go ahead.
No, now you go on. I've done enough talking.
Mulch is going to take cleric levels. He's a cleric of the god of strength now.
Nice. You get level 0 and 1.
That is funny.
Aw, Casper's gonna have his little GF, the blacksmith's daughter, and then there's this
And then
there's
Og
an
the
orc.
Knight.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I feel like you might have wanted something happy after last time, so I tried to make it so you'd have at least somewhat of a positive impact on the world around you instead of a negative one.
That was
Mulch-
exactly what I was looking for. It was great.
Mulch really needed that W at the end of the night because
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I honestly just think the RNG is really bad tonight. I don't like the crossbows just fucked you up so much more than I intended. I was expecting
good.
So I appreciate you guys rolling with the punches.
I need to go to bed, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna be happy about this tomorrow. This is just wonderful. This was a really
Yeah.
great session.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sign off too because it's late as shit.
I liked it when I broke both the bad guy's arms.
Yeah, he went down a little faster than I was expecting. I actually held off on having the goblin was supposed to be a much stronger bard, but I held off on that because I didn't want the encounter to be unbalanced. And so that's why like he just fails the fear save and runs away because it's like that's
Right.
total that tracks so well, and
I
it makes yeah. But maybe I took him out prematurely and it would have been better if he'd been around. Who knows? But that's pretty much all the loose ends.